which is
Inscription.
it has the word crypt in it in the spelling.
This is the one from I watched all the Cozy Game TikToks.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah,
so I have them on my list.
Yes.
I'm excited about this one.
Somebody tried to make the world's creepiest deck builder, basically.
Ooh, that
and
looks
you are
good.
playing a deck building game against a spooky pair of eyes in
Amazing.
a dimly lit cabin.
Here for it.
And
Yeah,
you're playing
that.
for teeth.
Well, there was Streets of Rogue, and what was it? There was another game, Mark, that you said you had to uninstall because it was eating too much of your time.
Probably. Let's see. What
We
I
need to
have.
narrow this down.
I just remember you mentioning two games specifically, Streets of Rogue and
recent
something
Streets of
else.
Rogue
one.
was really good. What do I have here?
had a recent
Like,
one
I
that
had to
you also
remove
had
this
to-
and that because I couldn't get anything done.
I need to do that for RimWorld, but I refused.
Welcome to Video Game Talk.
Why would I kill my colonists?
no talking about video games on Twitch. God. I don't know, what was I playing? I could check my monthly review that I have to post soon.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's
Since
it's
I
been-
couldn't get Red Dead to
uh,
work, I'm open for
Vampire Survivors.
Oh yeah.
It's like a reverse bullet hell kind of thing, where like it's a kind of like I don't know, Robotron or TV or something, except you don't aim, you just like buy the weapons and they kind of like either auto fire at someone or fire randomly or do an area effect, and then you like upgrade them and they get bigger and badder until like the whole screen is just filled with numbers of explosions. It's
it's
pretty
called
great.
Vampire Survivors.
It's called
Also-
Vampire Survivors.
The soundtrack to someone else who's in the room while you're doing this is
It's amazing.
bonkers.
Oh,
You're like, are you dying right now or is something good happening? Something's happening.
I am, but every time I die, I get this power.
Oh, okay.
Well, since I couldn't get Red Dead Redemption 2 to work here, I was like, maybe Streets of Rogue. Or I could delve into my library of already purchased games. But
I had a thing where I was just playing one new game for 15 minutes every day and writing a little capsule review. Those were good.
Oh, yeah, I
Peter has
remember
me
that.
seriously
Yeah.
considering the
120
last.
games of that.
Peter has me seriously considering the last Clockwinder now,
Oh man, which I can't
I need
Yeah,
to
that
play
looks
my new
cool.
games.
which is appealing to me because like I looked up a review and not only does it look cool, but the review was like, you'll probably finish this in 5 to 6 hours. I'm like, oh well, that sounds extremely doable.
That's exactly what I want. Yes, please.
Um,
Yeah, it looks almost like a programming game, kind of.
Yeah, or just like do the thing and then it loops on doing the thing and then you
Yeah, you
do another
basically
thing.
record.
Nice.
Yeah, you record yourself doing an action, and then you have a clone doing that action
That sounds great.
ad infinitum. And then
I
you
would
go
love
do
that.
the other. Like you throw a thing, and then once that's done, you go over here, and then you record yourself
the thing.
catching the thing, and then now that's happening, and then you just keep.
A
Making-
looping
Building the Rube
game.
Goldberg.
Nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
I love it.
And
Is
I've
that
got
enough?
2 games that I'm looking forward to trying. One of them is called, like I've bought and I haven't had a chance to play yet. One is called Calico, which is a slice of life game about running a cat cafe. And
I have
inviting
this
cats
one
to your
too.
cafe.
My
Nice.
computer couldn't handle it.
Oh no.
It seems fun so far.
Maybe your new one can.
Oh, maybe
Ooh.
I do have a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it. I need to play it.
I've also
Lacey
picked
and I
up
were
a-
trying to
oh,
play
sorry.
Cattails for a while too, in a similar vein.
Mhm.
It's more like where you're a cat.
I've got an adaptation of Spirit Island as well. That is the one where it is like Risk
Ooh,
or
yeah.
something, except you have an island and you are protecting it from colonizers.
Yeah.
With the aid
It's
of whatever
cooperative.
spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked. I have it. I have not opened it yet because.
I should play that instead of. I've been playing my colonizer game, and I should play a more.
Oh, yeah.
colonizer.
I think you can play 2 players. Yeah.
I want to figure out a
Collaborate.
way. I want to figure out a way to rig up a counterweight on my Oculus. I know.
Oh.
I know they sell counterweight batteries. But like I've already
Mhm.
got a battery, so I don't want to buy another
Oh,
battery. Just
okay.
So I was
Just
like, I wonder if
duct
there's
tape
some
it
way if
back
I,
there.
yeah, or like get some Velcro straps or something to hang my battery. Cause like it definitely feels so much better if I just put a little bit of pressure on my back. Cause I've got the
Mhm.
elite, really nice strap with the cushion and stuff
Yeah.
back there. But it just feels good when I press back on it. It keeps it from being so front. heavy.
Hmm.
Yeah. I can't get mine to sit as good as the version 1, but overall it's better. So
Yeah, I've just got
With the-
version
with the-
1 with a battery that I don't actually use at this
Oh.
point. It's just sitting there as a counterweight.
I've got
Yeah,
the
'cause
prescription
it-
lenses in this one too, which makes it so much easier because then it doesn't like
Yes.
pull my glasses off when I
Oh,
take
yeah,
them
yeah.
off.
That's when I press
Cannot
on
steal
my,
it.
when I press with my hand. I'm
No one
like,
can
oh,
steal
that'd
it.
be. I feel like this would feel so much better if I just had something slightly heavy in the back pulling down.
Just get someone to do that for you.
I'm just gonna get more and more irritated as like Last Clockwinder, Vermilion, more things aren't available for Quest 1 as the march of progress continues.
Yeah, my poor old Quest 1 is sitting here
Yeah.
unused for a long time.
I'm already wondering, like, ooh, maybe I'll get to Quest 3 whenever it comes out.
And late or October 2023 was what I was hearing.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I got a
that
while.
sounds fine.
I will not be getting the Quest Pro
I'll
because
just take
fuck a bunch of
whatever Mark
$1,500.
leaves behind.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
$1,500 for it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll skip that one.
like for $1,500, you could probably get a fairly decent gaming PC.
Hmm.
Okay,
Not to cut a top of the line or anything, but
you get to hire someone to sit there and tell stories to you, act them out with puppets.
Liking all of this. Oh, and I'm about, I don't know, maybe a third of the way through my kid detective game that is more fun than
Oh,
a
nice.
$3 game should be.
Played
it's
a
on Steam.
game at, or I watched folks play a game at BGG called Key. Well, it's like Key, the mystery of blah blah blah. There's a bunch of them, and it's a murder deduction kind of game where you have to find, oh, this person did it at this time with this car and this weapon,
Oh,
and then
sure.
you have to do that for a bunch of people. But the way they do the like, did you get the right answer thing is very nice because a lot of games like, okay, look at the website to see and put in the number. This one has a card with a bunch of numbers on one side, and there's like 5 different mysteries. So there's 5 different colored keys, like physical keys, and you pick the number you think is right, and you put the key through the hole, and if it matches the color on the other side, you got the right one.
Huh.
I'm like, that may solve our CC problem that is still still in the back bucket. Yeah, it's always looking for. I've got also have like 4 years worth of what do they call them, the like the Adventurers League or something, the like monthly in an envelope like escape room,
Oh, the
basically, puzzle
Curious
boxes.
Correspondence?
Yeah, the Curious
Oh.
Correspondence. Yeah, they're the ones that do like the crazy, like, here, send someone a weird crate, and there's a puzzle in it that like has like a wax idol and a book you have to decipher, and this these nails. It's really cool.
Maybe I'll
but
do that for my dad for Christmas.
These are envelope ones. Oh yeah, but I haven't opened them yet, so I'm like waiting for a good time to like.
the real puzzle.
Yeah, I've just got like 3 years worth of mysteries to go through. I'm sure there's something really good in there that I'm missing. So that might be a like get an overhead camera and go through that kind of thing for fun.
Oh yeah, stream it.
Let people help me when I get stuck, because
And it's just nothing but 14-year-olds.
You should do it like
You suck.
like do it like the infomercial where you like, oh, I can't do it.
do the black and white footage of me like, yep, that'd be great.
Something sounds
Help,
similar to that. I
give
saw like
Mark $5 and he'll actually solve this.
Oh,
saw like a
God.
Sherlock Holmes like play by mail mystery thing where like they send you
Oh, yeah.
an actual letter in the mail every week with like poison pen clues and stuff, and you have to like
Yeah, that's really cool.
That seems like the most vicious way to raise money on Twitch is to almost solve the puzzle. Just be
I
like,
almost got it. I like the unsatisfying like TikTok compilations of like,
Yeah.
if
One
only
tile
1 or 2 more
offer.
dollars got contributed here, I'm sure I'd have the motivation.
If we make our Kickstarter goal, I bet we can edit this video.
speaking of Sherlock Holmes, I just discovered that all of Sherlock Holmes goes to the
Oh.
public domain next year,
Mhm.
which is going to be, we're going to see a bunch of stuff coming out, I'm sure, immediately.
Oh man.
Like not just these 6 stories over and over again, but like the
Yeah.
characters and yeah, we get that. What, there's something else big next year too. I forget what it was. That'll be on the
What is
list.
going into public domain?
And then I think
2023.
Mickey Mouse goes in 2026 or 2024. Or at least
Assuming that.
The Steamboat
Yeah.
Willie version of
Oh,
Mickey
sure.
Mouse. So yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to extend copyright again before that happens.
Yeah, yeah. What will enter the public domain? And this is the site public domain review. No, I don't want to sign up for your newsletter. Where's the X? Okay.
Oh, that's a great site though. They got lots of good stuff on it.
Public domain review does.
Yeah, there's so
Oh,
much cool
cool.
stuff on there. To actually curate. I think there's something else that's coming back into public domain again that was in public domain, but then went out because of some weird treaties or something. It's something that everyone is familiar with, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, they've actually done this as an advent calendar, so I only see one. But one of them looks pretty clearly to be Metropolis.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Metropolis was in public domain and then went out of public domain for a while.
Just because of litigation or
Because we did some treaties with like Germany or something, and they're like,
Wow.
okay, we'll sign this treaty, but like these things have to go back into copyright, which seems like not a thing that could happen once it's in public domain.
Hey, it's I'm a T-Rex.
Here we are.
Yay.
Always.
We're off topic.
Yeah, we're talking about copyright law. It's great.
We've
And
already
obviously
had
the video
some,
game talk.
Yeah, you
50
missed video
points.
game talk.
50 points for Echo in the Night from our copyright law and video game talk in the.
I'm gonna be playing a
Mark,
game
it-
with
see,
I'm a T-Rex
that
in
is your-
January. It's gonna be great.
It is his Freddy Krueger shirt.
Yeah. Easiest Halloween costume ever.
And he's wearing a glove on one hand. So
Yeah,
it's
get a
almost-
glove, burn my face. I'm all set. I just got
Doesn't
a
have any
butane torch
blades.
today. So yeah. Baby steps. Here we go.
Yeah, right? I heard y'all are playing Trophy with Jason and Trophy
Yeah.
Dark. That'll be fun.
Trophy gold. Yeah.
Trophy Gold, the
So-
other color.
So we don't
Dark
die at
and
the end of
gold.
everyone. Yeah, we good time. Cool. We are in dusk. Ooh, yeah.
Dusk
Oh, yeah.
Moves.
Congrats
Dusk
to Anna
moves.
T-Rex for the murder most foul mystery.
Yeah. That looks so sweet. That looks really cool.
What happened?
She got a Brindlewood Bay mystery published, but like published like with like really nice art and layout. It looks so good. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Yay. Congrats.
And bird puns.
And bird puns galore.
Okay. I know what we're doing next.
We definitely can.
These wrote themselves.
Yeah,
Didn't
Ben is
have to do
great.
them.
Oh, advent calendar. I put up the first day of my Hexcrawl advent calendar today,
Yeah.
which is 1/3 done, which means I'm going to be laying tracks as
Yeah, yeah.
we go along.
That means
But
you
it'll
can
be-
you can
it'll be a
just
good
chill
time.
out if it's a third done for like
Yeah, for like another week or so.
Take a
days.
nap.
Yeah. It didn't help that I spent a week at a convention and spent a week building the React application to make the advent killer part work. So it's not bad for like 2 weeks of work. We'll get there.
Oh,
Let's
who was
see.
the public domain this year?
Did you post it on your Twitter? I want to retweet it. Where's your,
Yeah, it's on my tutor.
is there any tutor?
Yeah, there's the do I have it right here at hand? I did before. There's the Bullwinkle and Rocky role-playing party game that came out in like 1983.
Oh yeah, yeah.
by TSR, who is was the publisher of Dungeons and Dragons, and it is like if it came out today, it would still be groundbreaking. There are so many cool bits of technology in that game. And so you can find on my itch, I pulled it apart and did the Mouse and Squirrel, powered by Mouse and Squirrel SRD, so people can pull it out and make their own games. I was going to do an example game with the Winnie the Pooh because it just went into, I've got like a bunch of stuff written up and I just lost steam on it because something else shiny happened. I guess.
Also, you were talking about how Winnie the Pooh has a very different story structure, and it's very
Yeah.
fascinating to hear you talk about it.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh is not like call to action, rising
Very
thing, third act fall.
Taoism.
It's just like, oh, some stuff is happening. Oh, I guess it is. Oh, how about this other
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah,
Yeah.
weird, right? Anyway, story's over. Like, that's delightful. I love it.
And that's the end of the story.
And it's also there's the writing is really clever in the like
And the
the
Copy
framing
rule.
of it is all
Oh,
like,
yeah, I think
oh,
we
like
do.
I'm telling you this story that you know, right, kid? And it's really neat.
and it stays like on voice really really well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Yay.
Oh,
Yeah, so the progenitor that Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse was kind of stolen from.
Let's see, we don't have any paint the scene questions for Hargrave House anymore. Ooh.
no more
All the
rooms.
scenes.
All the scenes.
Got to start adding renovation units.
Fine.
Winchester has to again.
Describe the
Yeah.
yard.
Let's see.
Someday I'll play another game with other people. Not instead of y'all, in addition to. I want
In
more
addition to.
gaming in my life. The more gaming in my life, the better. I actually
Yeah.
did, just for the fuck of it, something that T-Rex posted. She posted like some stream that was looking for players, and I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
I put in an application. I'm like, why not?
Nice. Yeah, I
Never
signed
heard
up for
anything.
a paid session to see what that's like on the whatever the big Play Now, whatever site is. We'll be playing Dungeon World in like
Yeah, you're like
January
hopping into
sometime.
one session, right? They're
Yeah,
doing,
it's like
you're
session 13
guesting.
of a 14 session run. I'm like, yeah, I'll
That's really
see.
cool.
I'll give you $20 to jump into your game. Why not? See
You're
what
gonna
this whole
die by
system is
the
like.
end.
Hopefully.
Oh, wait a minute, you're paying them.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
Yeah,
paid
we owe
you.
Mark a lot of money.
We thought a paid session. I thought like, yeah, man, I get paid to come play because I'm fucking awesome.
Man, there was a big blow up on one of the Facebook groups about paid DMs and
Oh,
like,
no. People should get
Man, yep.
money.
musicians get paid and they like playing instruments and will often play for free for their friends or hang out or DJ for a party that they are at, and they also
That whole
get paid.
telling people to love something instead of get paid for it is a
Yeah, that's exactly
capitalism
it.
trick.
They're like, I love it. I do it for the love of the game. It's like, great, you don't have to do it.
Well,
I just do
I
it for
and it's totally
exposure. I
fine.
have
can't
standards.
buy any groceries with this love.
I mean,
I was viewing it
Yeah.
more from like you hire actor, like more like the people on the stream would get paid for being on
Yeah.
the stream more
Yeah.
than you paying to be on a stream.
yeah, and this isn't for a stream. It's just like a private game. Someone was like, "Hey, I want you to
Oh,
run Swordfish Island for us." I was like, "Okay, cool, $20 a
Yeah.
session,
Yeah,
awesome."
that seems reasonable.
Get paid.
Yeah, I have an account on that site and I have considered doing it, but also I have a lot of other things to do, so probably not for a while.
Well, to me, I mean, I could be wrong, but it also seems like I'm thinking about it both here and also like in my bands. My bands, I make bands with people I know I like playing with.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to just have to play with anybody who's going to pay me.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
being a session musician. Yeah,
So I'd rather be like, no, let's play with people I know I like playing with.
Mhm.
yeah,
I've been facing a connected thing of like Lindsay mentioned a Jane Austen play theater adaptation that's going up, and it's like, oh, you should audition, and I'm like, I don't know about going to audition in a scene where I don't know anybody, so I don't know if I will like the people that I'm in a play with for a
Yeah.
long time.
one way to find out.
You gotta dip your toes in somewhere.
All right, what are y'all doing this evening?
Hearing a
Each
goose of
each
being a
hunter.
goose.
Yeah,
Goose.
goose stuff.
so what was the goose
He's
plan
made a
again?
plan and I've forgotten the plan.
Oh
so
my god.
who
We have
knows
the
plan?
straw duck, and we got to get one of Louis the Child's teeth to stab the straw duck.
Or hairs.
Well, you can't really
there was a
stab
feather
straw.
before. Tooth makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll stop it.
Or
Well,
fingernails?
we
Something.
did
yeah.
talk about fingernail clippings, but then we decided someone mentioned tooth, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good because it's got the
Oh.
roots and really good for stabbing.
We're gonna rip out a kid's tooth while they're in a coma.
Well, he's a kid. Maybe he's still got some baby teeth.
And technically, he's probably a goose in there. So
But it doesn't have to
Oh.
be a tooth. I just thought that was the most
That goose is gonna bite you. Let's do it.
slightly horrifying option.
A goose with teeth on it.
But the point is,
if
If we don't save Lewis tonight, it ain't happening. It's the last night.
Yeah.
He's saying that we made a really
Net or
complicated
bust.
plan and it has
Doesn't
to go
sound like us.
perfectly.
that said,
Otherwise-
I have a really complicated plan.
That said,
It's not that complicated. You just gotta go to Arley,
Yeah.
get something from Lewis, stab the little doll, do a
we're
ritual.
traveling there.
do the ritual. I feel like there's one other part to it. There was like just slightly more complicated than it needed to be.
What?
There's
Us? No.
no
Why would we
trespass, the
why would we
animals, the
add more
wallpaper.
things?
Was there something with the poison? Oh yeah, you had to do the had to make the stuff with the
Oh,
moonwort
has
and
to-
the
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, she
he's
has
not gonna
to
eat that.
get the poison out of Lewis the boy's body so that when he wakes up, he will not die from
Yeah.
whatever poison
arsenic,
is in his body.
boracic acid, moonwort, and what was the other
So
thing?
Paloma has to cure the body while we're trying to get the soul to go back in the
Yeah.
body. And I think it's probably all going
Oh,
on at the
yeah.
same time.
I'm doing
Yep.
enzyme shit. Okay.
So like if we
Fran-
do
is
our part,
Francis, our strangler, is that his job?
Always.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Until the end of time.
Due to an audio glitch, I heard, is Francis our strangler? I was like, I'd work out.
Probably.
Boilers.
right? Well, Peter is always the traitor. We know this about him.
Oh, God.
Why we don't play
Um,
trader games anymore.
That's
I'm
right.
Sorry.
Let's see. Oh yeah, so we have the mother's move, our resurrectionists, correct? What would you like to happen tonight with your employees? Or
Oh,
with the single living employee, I
Why
think you
can't I
have.
recruit more people?
You
Why
could.
why does it have to be
Hire
fucking
more-
Gerald?
They would
Yeah.
hire more grave diggers.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
ranks.
grave diggers; they're grave robbers.
Grave, oh, that's true.
They dig.
True.
They know how to dig.
They dig only out of
Uh,
necessity.
They dig
That's
to
not
get
really-
the stuff for me.
That's
If
not
there was
the
no
body
dirt, they
parts.
wouldn't dig at all.
They're not doing it for love of the digging.
Not for
Yeah.
love of the digging.
I'm not here to make
Uh,
holes.
Not here to make holes. Says Gerald. Let's.
Yeah, we could totally give you a new grave digger if we're tired of mayonnaise man, whatever his name
I've
is.
hated
Or bring
mayonnaise
one
man
back
from the
to life.
beginning, but
Sorry,
I
what was that?
understand that I have gotten them all murdered. So
They are
um,
resurrectionists. We should be able to resurrect them.
that's true. This is like my whole thing. Um,
Zombie Lloyd.
Zombie
I think-
Lloyd.
I think Lloyd got dusted, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, so it'd have to be
we could carry
Zombie
around his like
Gerald.
urn.
Yeah.
We could like have a dust man. Getting distracted. I have to choose
I'm
things.
sorry.
No, so it's valid.
Hmm.
I was thinking about no blowback since that's been nice lately.
probably
Not
good.
having blowback. I think we should have a grave robber with us.
Yeah.
It'd be my I need an assistant.
Tell
To
me
help
their
me.
name and where you picked them up.
Oh, it's a new one?
Yeah, let's get them in one.
Okay, let's get a random name. It is
Oh.
June.
June,
Bottle.
all right. And where did you find her?
At the Star.
Oh
Last- She
yes.
followed us out last time we were there. She was like,
You're that doctor.
Ayad, you employ my kind. And I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, what is an adjective you use to describe June?
She's enterprising. She's always trying to do things and like get me to pay her to do them.
Nice.
So far she has like really badly ironed our clothes and looked for treasure in the like sometimes I send her on errands because I just want to get rid of her, but she always charges what she's worth. But
Nice.
I was like, you know what? Fine, June, come with us.
So's got a side hustle
no.
going on.
June has a lot
Uh,
of, she's just really, yeah, she's side hustle June. She's got an Etsy, like, okay, June. Every grave robber has such a colorful personality.
June.squarespace.com.
And we will not kill June because I love her already.
See.
I will put every mask on to protect this woman.
So let's make sure I'm not skipping a step.
We're
I
in
don't think
love.
I am.
And then Azriel, I'm gonna give him the choice to go with us or not, and I'm gonna be
Ooh.
upset with whichever one he takes. This whole
How dare you?
this independence thing is very.
I think
annoying.
Azrael might choose to stay in London. and maybe
Relatable
get into
parenting
trouble.
moment.
What? And I think that's where I actually wanted an assistant, and I was like, what? I was kind of counting on you to go. Fine.
I thought
you should
June was
go.
going with you.
Okay,
Right,
I
right,
told
right,
June.
right.
I told June she could go if you didn't go, and I was hoping that. Okay, fine, June. Pack your things. Going to Artemis.
It's fun when he's not forbidden.
I know.
Damn it.
Amazing.
Oh, I always
So
wanted to
let's
be a
go ahead
mother.
and jump into the unseen. And I think I'm going to do the last one on the list here. 51F, the attic at Gransby House.
Oh no.
Gransby House is a fine mansion in Mayfair, but above the grand rooms is a cramped series of attic rooms that is the beating heart of the house, maid's quarters. Alternating between too hot and too cold, lit only by candlelight, this is the girls' only refuge from their life of service. With shifts the last to bed and the first awake, there are a scant few hours of silence every night. And the first one is paint the scene. The attic quarters are cramped with whitewashed wooden partition walls separating the girls into rooms of 4 or so occupants. What touches of the girls' personalities do we see add to their personal spaces? Anyone's game.
I do have a hit on this.
Yeah,
It's
go for
not
it.
good.
Go for it.
Instinct posters.
No, I see like there are some grisly weapons hidden away behind this prim Spartan thing. Like if you look behind the headboard of one of the beds, there's like a saw back there, which has some sort of stains on it. And likewise, there is a pile of knitting that you can see a jagged dagger's blade kind of poking out from.
Nice.
And several unlabeled bottles that if you smelled closely would realize that they are acidic and poisonous.
Nice.
I have not differentiated the girls from each other, I realize. I'm sorry.
They each have their own style of murder.
Yeah,
Oh,
one likes
murder.
bludgeoning and one likes.
Definitely can make sure to incorporate these as echoes for you.
One
Okay.
uses, one uses
Um,
size and one uses a big
great.
stick.
One has nunchucks. Yeah.
One has nunchucks.
And the other one's just a
is
party girl.
rat. One's a party girl.
Just here to make friends.
Just here to make. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm hitting the tone correctly.
Yep.
tonight.
He's an influencer.
Dark and gritty, like the
Dark
original
and
Teenage Mutant
gritty.
Turtles. Parody of Daredevil. That's right. We know that.
By the way, this I have to
Restrained
mention
so much.
the most brutal thing I've ever heard said about Star Wars fandom was a TikTok reviewer talking about how many Star Wars fans are upset about Andor, which she said was odd because Star Wars fans were asking for something dark, gritty, and mature. But you
Mhm.
realize these are people who, when they say mature, they mean Deadpool. And it's like, oh
Yeah,
God, if I got
that's
hit by that judgment, I would just lay down and die.
I am done with everything.
Ooh.
I cannot show my face in society again. That is all.
All right, let's get over to Ardley then. You had Lewis in hand at the end, right? Because he went to the Star, you got him from the Star. That's right. So Lewis is there, of course. Paloma, are you doing the science up there? Or are you gonna make some stuff at home and come bring it up?
I think I bring like a little chemistry set briefcase. And so
Cool.
the enzymes I have concocted are like liver accelerator enzymes and they need to be poured at site. But I've
Nice.
got like a little
You made the precursors and
I was
whatnot.
gonna just complicated, little chemistry set that.
Little
pops
Jacob's
open.
ladder.
Yeah. Just a little portable one
Awesome.
that I'm
how-
making June carry because she offered for the pets.
Of course, I'll carry it for you. Cool. How are you? Before we do that, are you bringing anyone else up with you? Azrael is going to be in his room.
Azrael was invited.
Do we want Victoria / Vittorio coming up, or I think Cyrus is also at the house now for a little
Victoria
while,
got
'cause-
into our house and then was like, I'm not hanging out with y'all ever.
Yeah,
you
I feel
guys
like
are-
Francis has extended the invitation to Victoria, and she's like, I got business.
Always
I
has
have passion to do.
plans and
It
friends.
seemed like an outing we would bring a lot of people on. So I'm going to do this
Yeah.
important mission. So it's like, who wants to come? It's a
We're going to Arderly. Come on.
party. Woo. Outing
Awesome.
party. Woo. I'll bring the good
how-
absinthe.
How are you traveling up there?
Can
Oh,
we
geez.
take the dark Uber?
Does the
I was
train
gonna
go?
say, I was just about to say, how
Dark
far is it? I can't remember.
Void
how-
Uber. It's several
Uber.
hours by carriage.
Oh, it's so long. So much shorter if we just walk through the void.
Well, I mean, void walking is among my abilities.
There's absolutely no reason for us to void walk there, but I desperately want to void walk there.
It,
Dude,
it feels
I'm
like
trying to think
the
of something else
like
ridiculous.
Star Trek
to take.
Discovery, like they make it such a big deal out of their like mushroom drive, and then it's just like, oh yeah, we just pop all around after a while.
Oh.
But we have a goose with us, so
Oh, what would
That
happen if
might-
Lewis went
That's
into the
true.
void?
I don't know about
Yeah.
Lewis in the void. It's not a combination I really want to
Become even goosier.
become the goose.
I should probably save all my void juice for the transference ritual.
I mean,
Rather
yes,
than
this all
risk.
makes sense.
Yeah, I understand in theory why we wouldn't want to wear all of our masks right now, but
Come on, hear me out.
Hear me out.
That's 2 hours. If we shave off 2 hours, that means we can
Well, the
get
question
more
is-
mystery solved.
Is there anyone I can
Oh,
have
that
sex with on the way? That's
Okay,
That depends who you take with you.
that reminds me I should look at what I'm trying to do. I'm
Very
probably trying to
giant
do the same.
monster.
And
Actually,
there's
I
not
don't know
else
if that's
much
in
else to
the-
do at the village, so maybe you can.
Every
Where am I?
person in the village.
I'm trying to let
Oh,
someone
actually,
touch
maybe,
me.
maybe
Are
that
you-
could be part of the
Express a clear preference.
ritual.
Ooh,
Ooh.
yeah.
I need to make love to a dark entity because it felt good. So maybe,
Yeah.
maybe I can work that into the whole.
Not
soul
because it's
transference.
necessary for the ritual, only because.
Oh
of-
no, only for fun.
Only for fun.
Well, I could be like, hey, if you help me out with the ritual, then as a bonus, we'll just have some fun afterwards.
Oh man.
June will
Excellent.
do it for money.
Oh god.
Gravedigger.
No, she draws a line at that. She says it's not her profession.
That's okay. I need a right now. My only question is a dark entity, so I don't need human sex at this point.
I think June is pretty devilish.
Ooh.
I like
So,
her.
what time do y'all show up at Artley?
Oh jeez.
Well, 2
I'm
hours
gonna-
later than we should have.
This is going to be a thing all night.
My feet
Oh,
hurt.
just in the nick of time. If only we were here earlier.
If we were here 2 hours earlier, we could have solved everything.
I paid for such a fine carriage for us. It was a lovely trip.
It didn't feel like we were walking through our own shadows.
We probably should
Look,
have
I love the
before
idea
dark,
of
but we
sh-
just
Ourselves.
we love the candlelit carriages at night. They're so
Yeah. Maybe June is hijacked a hearse carriage.
I like the idea of showing up in like a really ostentatious carriage. And yeah, maybe June has hijacked a hearse.
Excellent. With like
And I like
horses
the
with the little
notion that
black.
Francis suddenly realizes for some reason he doesn't want to void walk again because of the experience he had last time, but he's not conscious.
Hurt my
I
tummy.
feel like Varith wants to aim to be completing the ritual right at midnight because that's when, like,
The veil is the
that's when
thinnest.
Mojo is one of the strongest hours for
Yeah.
Void Mojo.
Cool. So yeah. Francis, have you sent word ahead that you're coming, or are we all just showing up?
Oh man, I feel like the way things have been going, it probably escaped Francis to send word ahead.
Awesome.
And he's probably not the
Of
best
course
at
it did.
that normally. I don't know.
Cool. So it's the three of you in June. You
Everyone's always happy to see him.
roll up
Yeah.
to Ardley in your luxurious carriage drawn by the horses with the big black feathers on the.
Go so
the-
slowly.
It's,
It's a
it's
funeral
respectful.
carriage. I guess that is respectful.
So yeah, I guess Francis, again, who is the first person who meets you when you step out?
Oh God. I gotta think it's the crone. It's like,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm complicating things right.
No,
from
I
the
love it.
start
It's great.
here, but-
I think
Perfect.
that I
But keep
Bloma
in
like
mind-
falls in love with her.
Nell.
Keep in
Let's
mind,
know.
we knew from my ritual that she was keeping tabs on us via the little
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
model.
so we did announce that we were coming. Effectively.
Yeah.
Well, I would think we would have planned for that and tried to,
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah. So she is standing at the side of the road when you disembark, and
I just like
I
the
think
idea of us sitting beside the carriage and waving up and being like, "We're coming to you."
and she's just kind of like standing there with her hands on her hips, hair down, just kind of with a satisfied expression on her face. Saying, "It took you long enough."
Yeah,
No,
right.
the carriage went very quickly through the
Oh,
countryside,
slow.
I'll have you know. While Dr.
I just
Sassy.
Once you have a more efficient way to do something, I think you should just go it that way. Because all I'm
That's
saying,
what I
we've been
was
having argument. I think we've been having an argument the whole time about how we should have traveled.
Not too late to void walk the last 100 meters.
Yeah. Just
Void
void walk
walk.
to where the carriage is going to be.
Not too
Yeah.
late to void walk. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let it go.
That's the hard.
How do you greet her? How do you react to her showing up there?
I think, let's see, I'm guessing Francis kind of blue screens for a second and then just goes to default cheery, good to see an old friend sort of mode. Because he doesn't know how to navigate the rest of this. And he's just like holding the goose and it's like, hey, what a pleasure to see you here in Ardley again.
And she extends her hand.
Paloma is very struck by any woman with power. Is like,
And so I think Francis is just going through like the like social outing programming is just kicked in. So he, bows, kisses her hand, and bows with a flourish, kisses her hand, and introduces his friends.
What are you afraid might happen if you don't notice the poison on her hand, or
oh god damn.
whatever she's put on her hand?
Oh,
Dry skin.
well, I think that he'll flip back temporarily into King of Mars mode and start telling everybody exactly what he thinks about everything.
I think it's worse than that.
Yeah.
He reverts to King of Mars mode and
Permanently. And dies.
murders her immediately, and
Okay.
maybe goes on a rampage for the village.
Yeah, that's fair. And this is going to be a really bad stat for me.
No
isn't it?
mess.
Yeah, I think it's going to be reason. I think
Yep.
it's going to be reason because you're trying to notice the thing.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that might help?
Do I? I'll have you know, I have a bottle of Dr. Rogan's botanical elixir for men.
Yeah, maybe you
Yeah,
wash your hands in that first.
Yeah, if you wanted to have taken a bit of that to gird yourself for the trip, that's totally worthwhile.
I'm gonna say he did just because this amuses me. So yes,
Great.
he is full of Dr. Rogan's botanical elixir.
Sure is. So that's with advantage, -1.
It
Oh,
sounds like
God.
that's why Paloma and Francis were arguing in a carriage. Francis being
Smells-
particularly alpha male tonight.
Could we not be
Toxic.
in this carriage with him?
Oh, God.
He smells like elderflower and is so
And bacon
ma-
grease.
and bacon grease and is so manly.
He's like, we don't need directions. I know how to get there.
Okay, I'm rolling 3d6. I have a 6 and a 5 and a 1, so that gives me
Ooh.
11 minus 1 is 10.
6 and 5. Yeah, it's a 10. Great. Whew. So that is a full thing. So yeah, so
Good manliness.
as you go through your social roles, something clicks in, and you notice the sheen on the back of her hand where you would normally
I
kiss
want to
it.
think that he notices it. Maybe he doesn't realize it's poison, and he just kind of stops short and says, "Oh, what lovely sheen! This is really remarkable.
Yeah, and
I will not
she figured that
this at all."
you were the dumbest one. And it's just like, how the fuck did that happen? I see you brought my little friend back. Not you, Francis, Lewis.
Oh, right. Yes, and I think he has. I think there are proud Papa vibes with Francis whenever he's bringing around the goose or showing it. Yes, he was a perfect gentleman on the trip. Like I imagine every pat on the head. The goose
I find
is
that
like, "I'm
difficult to
perfect."
believe.
And we simply have to do, well, we are scheduling a quick and simple and straightforward ritual to undo what has trapped a small boy in this delightful little head. And then it will be back to London. In
For
time
you
a
to help
quick
undo what you've done.
Why would I do that?
snack. I think Francis is like, he opens his mouth and then there's just nothing. Well, it's polite. It's the thing to do, surely. It's
What's
what
polite
one
is to
does.
stay out of people's garden and the business.
Oh, says the woman who watches us via a model in her shack.
She does.
I see you've been taught well, Ferrith. How is your mother-in-law these days?
I wouldn't know, nor
Hmm.
do I care to.
He did.
Interesting.
She's dead to me.
Not entirely, I hear.
Who is your mother-in-law?
The coven
She was
leader?
the head of the coven.
Yeah, who got partially subsumed into Eve during the ritual. The originator, all the witches in the coven were destroyed and their energy sucked into Eve, who was the one who started the coven originally. And
Gosh.
Eve escaped into the night.
I'm sure
Done
there are
so
no
many
consequences to
things.
that.
We've left so many threads.
And there's so many
You
things
know,
that just swoop back in for you.
That is one thing I have to stop in this game sometimes, to stop thinking of it like a TV show where like you got to tie up story. And sometimes I'm like, oh, we left that lane. Whatever.
It's all good.
Like I was thinking the other, it's like, oh, you know what? I haven't even tended to the whole business I have running with my vampire child in
Yeah.
quite
Your
a while. I'm like,
brothel.
He's got
You
that
know,
totally under control. He's
yeah,
got it.
it's-
He's got a head for
going-
business.
it's fine.
Maybe you can put June on some of that.
Empty building. Yeah, June could run your brothel.
For a price.
Or like,
Or
or
Price.
what's her what ghost? No, who's the ghost name? Violet.
Violet.
Like,
Mm.
whoops, whatever happened to her? Shut up. The writers don't talk about her.
Oh, she took off and went to like
She went
Paris
to
or something.
Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
There's
was
a
like,
whole
fuck
spin-off
this
game
place.
about her going on.
Yeah, she's like, I'm a ghost. I can do what I want. I'm getting
He's
out of
he's-
here.
She's
having
getting her
a
own
really good
spin-off
time.
show. That's where she gets her spin-off show. Yeah.
Violet in Paris.
Yeah, so Nell just kind of like stares you down a little bit and says, well,
It's a noir.
give Eve my regards when you see her next.
Surely you believe that Lewis has learned his lesson.
And I'm
you-
sure that having a comatose child, especially one that you hate, in your own house must be a a real nuisance. And
He won't be comatose for long.
Oh,
Wait, I
Oh.
thought the comatose child was at his own house.
oh, he's at his own
yes.
house. Oh, never
I
mind.
thought you
Oh,
meant metaphorically, like in the village.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure that having the parents wailing and whining must be a nuisance.
And
Oh.
were you to have a hand in bringing this child back? Oh, the good graces of the town. How much would you be admired by everyone in town?
Do you know what I've done for this town already?
I do not.
This
Parents,
town
very
would not be
curious.
here. I've saved their crops. I've protected them from illnesses and
Oh.
nearly brought them back from the dead. Made sure the rains come and
Paloma perks up at the
Strangers
back from
don't.
the dead part.
And what has it gotten me? Outcast. They only see me as a witch, not
I
as
hear
a
that.
vital part of the community.
Well,
And so no, I
will
don't
have
think
you
bringing the boy
know
back
that
would change their minds at all.
there are positions available for people who are keen on doing impossible things that are super paranatural. With
Yeah, and
reasonable
before I
pay and
found, before I
good
found
rooms
Hargrave.
available at Hargrave. You would have
Over
to
on the
fight
street.
creatures from beyond the pale occasionally, but
This is my
You know,
home,
we
and I intend it to
understand
be
your
for
plight.
quite a long time.
fair enough. The offer
nice.
always stands, no.
I
What were you saying,
understand.
Vareth?
No, I understand. You, of all people, probably know how well I understand, as we are probably more similar than different. But
We're not so different,
letting
you and
that- taking that out on a young, mischievous boy who, yes, has done annoying things,
Was
does that
really
not seem
difficult to
go
handle?
beyond the pale?
And he was very young, 3 years old. He had a terrible fever. He would have died. And so maybe I'm just setting things right again, letting nature take its course.
That is an explanation that people use to uphold terrible acts.
Exactly.
You can call most anything.
Oh,
You can
dear.
call most anything natural.
I think Francis has heard this sort of speech before. He's just kind of taking a couple steps back and like looking at his feet.
And I do hear you, Nell, if I might use your first name.
That is my name.
Well, I can feel it. Don't
You
let
seem
the darkness
flushed.
consume your heart.
You seem
But
flushed, Dr. Sappy.
just a
And
very
she
long,
leans in just a little bit more.
just a very long carriage ride that was seemed unnecessarily long.
It was
Uh,
very
Pal- Paloma.
affordable.
Paloma, what are you afraid might happen if you are just too attracted to her that you can't follow through?
I'm pretty sure that Paloma will just like mumble nonsense science words that are real science words but don't make sense, like only nouns that are just like carotid, carotid artery, and
I think it's worse than that. I think she will
no.
actually use your heightened state to charm you into acting in her interests instead of Lewis's.
I really don't see many problems with this, so we should definitely go forward.
And this is a composure roll.
Is there a way to use a mask to take down my roll?
I like that Francis just like has to roll reason for talking, which is his cool thing, and then I don't even get to talk.
Oh,
So I'm rolling with composure.
With composure.
Okay, that's the one I have, I think.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
you're pretty
Sorry,
good at it. You got two.
I just saw a move that I had totally forgotten exists that I've had for a long time, and I don't think I've ever used.
oh no.
Yeah, I don't think I've used my help other people not die move.
Oh, mother's love.
Yeah,
Oh, you've used that once or twice.
I use Mother's Love all the time.
Yeah.
I've never
But
used
the-
thinning of the veil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
geez.
that seems to correspond with your midnight thing.
What a waste.
Oh, look at that.
Right? That's what I said. Like, what is this listed under my character? Huh. I'm such a good player.
Oh, I have to add dice to the roll. Okay, 2 dice plus 2.
2 dice plus 2. 11.
I rolled
Great.
11.
You maintain your composure.
Yay.
Do not get the upper hand. Could have been a 12. Unless you want to spend a master to bump it up to a 12.
No.
Yeah, and so
And
I
then
think
that would mean
again,
that you charm her, right?
yeah.
Oh, what? But then we get a
absolutely would, yeah.
mastermind clue, right?
no, we're done with mastermind clues,
Are we
and that's
done?
and that's on an investigate roll.
We can learn who the mastermind is.
I think you know that already.
We can figure out the mystery of who's behind all of this.
So again, I think she is, like, for the second time taken aback. She was expecting you to sort of fall to her charms, and when you did not, she's like, "Okay, 2
have.
strikes." But
I'm
you
impervious
you
to
haven't
it because I
you
already
haven't
have a
allowed it to
crush.
affect you. Yeah.
No, it just Paloma always has low-lying crushes on most people around, and it's
Yeah.
like really like built up an antidote to any like witchy charms. It is a little too socially awkward to really pick up on some of the stuff.
And so I think, rebuffed for the second time, she turns her attention again to Vareth.
Do I
and
get to say my
says-
thing? I had a cool thing
Oh yeah,
to
sorry.
say.
Go say your cool thing. Sorry.
It was not that cool. I think I was gonna be like, Nell, is there? I know you've done a lot for this town, but is there anything that we might offer you in exchange for
Ooh.
a goose's life?
What do you have to exchange?
We have quite a few talents. Vareth over here is mixtress of rituals, and Francis, you know, of course, can set an amazing table or
Mhm.
fix any outfit into something that is fit for a ball, and I can heal most things or
And also assemble body parts.
also assemble things.
Also, literally bring the dead back to life.
Yeah.
Also bring the dead back to life like you can.
Fellow
Sounds like you already have
practitioner
that
of the
covered.
arts.
So yeah, I think she turns to Vareth then and says, "Well, if you are on the table,
Dark entity sex.
I've been
Would be
the
on the table.
protector of this village for generations. I've never been to London. And so maybe if you would take my place for a while, 40, 50 years, I could see fit to reverse it and you wouldn't have to do any ritual at all."
Wish that I could take you up on that, but my duties at Hargrave prevent me from making such a commitment.
You said duty.
I did.
Great.
However,
Rebuffed
with your
again.
help, if you were to help us, I would most certainly owe you a boon
Ooh.
as a
The
fellow
table.
practitioner.
What are you afraid might happen if she accepts this and turns it against you?
You fall in love with her.
That yes,
We're always afraid of this.
that my heart will be broken. No, that she will like
Oh,
that the boon will be, a not good thing, because I'm in my mind I'm thinking, within my own morality, but
Yeah.
she could be like, I need
Give
you
you a
to
ride
go
to the
and
store,
kill
yeah.
this man in London, and I'm like, fuck.
I want to throw in, this may be, we'll quickly be hitting our last chance to use Mask of the Gander as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Let's do some stupid
As you were.
shit.
That's all we do, isn't it?
That's true. Redundant speech. Sorry.
Yeah, how could that be worse?
Oh, no.
Ooh, I think it's worse than that.
Yeah.
And the boon she would ask of you would require you to change bodies with her permanently.
That means sex, though.
That does mean
Varric
sex.
is threatened with a good time.
I remember that is that is the
Don't threaten me with a
worst.
good time.
That is the worst outcome, and probably not what you want.
Go from my sexy Victoria body to an old crone.
Ooh, maybe have you join her in her body and leave you
Oh,
to
no.
watch. Yeah,
In the
Get
fucking
crazy.
place.
that's pretty fun. Great. This is going to be a presence roll since you're trying to convince her of stuff.
Okay.
Do you have Statue of the
I don't
Green
really feel-
Man?
Yeah, I've
You
only
have
got
a
two
r-
things, and
You have a
I do have
rifle.
Tottie's
You have
rifle.
Tottie's rifle.
Could be like, you're doing what I tell you, lady.
Don't you like
Listen,
a
lady.
cowboy hat?
Can you witch away bullets?
Yes.
Let's
It's,
just
they're flowers now. Yep.
Let's just go with a straight up presence roll and see what happens.
All right. Plus
Here
one.
I
Is that
go.
right?
Presence roll +1. Hit it. There it is.
Boom, a
Oh!
4.
Wow.
Bye, Vareth.
Hmm.
Put that goose mask
Yeah.
on.
You're damn right.
Yeah, so I think she does I think it's been she's like, I'll take that boon from you now since you've said the words. And
Oh, no.
and she gestures around to the village, and for the first time, like as your eyes adjust to the light, you can see that there is a circle of ash and salt around where you have parked, and she nods to a young girl who she has tasked with cleaning up the marks that the carriage has made, and says, now that you are in my domain fully, I'll take that. And just walks up to you and puts her hand on your forehead, and you feel your body go cold. And after a moment, you see through her eyes, but cannot control her body.
Where it zooms in on her eyes, and you see me in her pupils screaming.
Yeah, it's like the end of a John Malkovich. Yeah. Cool. You want to use a mask for that?
No, that's it. See y'all.
Cool.
It's good playing with you.
Nice. Good
Let's go.
game.
No.
Coming back as the American. Pew, pew, pew.
Coming back as the American. No, yeah. So let's use that mask that we have to use now or never.
Gander mask. Yeah.
Let's
Gander
gander
So
mask.
mask it.
Mask of the Gander is each hunter narrates a flashback to a time when they followed a capricious whim that caused terrible inconvenience to a stranger.
Oh, man.
On a capricious.
This should be easy for
whim.
Francis.
I mean, is it modern Francis or
Yesterday?
Mars Francis?
I love this because it's not even like, oh, that resulted in something terrible. It's like they caused a major inconvenience to someone. I'm like, I love this.
This is the mask you wrote, Mark? This is really good. Could you where's the mask again? Is it under the threats?
Let me put it. It's in Obsidian right now.
Oh, okay.
Let me copy it over.
Or just
Mask
give
of
us the text so I can read
Pushing
it.
out.
Mask of
There
the
you go.
Gander. Each hunter narrates a flashback to a time when they followed a capricious whim that caused terrible inconvenience to a stranger.
Okay.
Hi.
Stranger. Okay, I'm almost there. Fleshing something out here.
I have something really stupid.
Yes.
Go for it.
We see Francis in full finery, in a very well-appointed setting, just holding forth about, he's like kind of free associating, but going into further and further details about exactly how he picked the color of the outfit that he has on today, and how there were several choices for the fabric, but really the feel is not as important as the appearance under these lights that should present a certain, I wanted to go for respectable, but still fun. And it's clear that he's been talking on and on and on about this. And I think we sort of pan out and realize that he is somehow in the Houses of Parliament as an appointed speaker. And like everyone is staring daggers at him. William Gladstone keeps trying to interpose with, this is your time, sir, and gets cut off.
It is
over and over.
indeed. For I did. I love that. So good.
Oh god.
Okay, I think I've got it fleshed out now.
Ooh,
Is it
I've got one when
time?
you're done.
There's a time in the past when Vareth was still Gareth, and he was at a masquerade ball, wearing this like a not like just a mask like that, but a mask that actually kind of covered most of it. It's like it looked like chrome. It wasn't chrome, obviously, but like silver covered up to about here, so you can just see the mask of like a demon with horns. And as he does, he was flirting with a lady, and they ended up in the coat room doing naughty things. And at one point, the host of this masquerade party came into the coat room to get someone's coat and caught them in flagrante delicto. And Gareth never knew this, but after that day, the woman he was with in the closet who got caught was shunned from those social circles, and pretty much like lost her social standing and friends and circles, and was quite annoyingly alone.
That is a major inconvenience, yes. I'm up Paloma.
Oh, it's a major inconvenience?
Yes.
Okay. In my mind, it was a minor inconvenience.
I had it as that in my head.
A terrible inconvenience. It could be minor, but terrible.
That's just subjective. Yeah, that's pretty big. It's a big range there, I think.
Okay,
Just
I
the
can
tip
make
of the
mine
finger.
into worse. I think early on when Paloma was devising ways like trying to learn about resurrection, and she had not gotten her contacts with Harley yet, and had not gotten access to actual body parts. She would go to the butcher's shop almost daily, and would ask way too many questions of the local butcher, and one day decided to buy all of the different parts of a cut of in this case it was of an ox, and had them out on the table and was like, all right, so I wonder if you could describe to me how you cut these apart, and maybe in reverse I could understand how to put them back together. And is like just spread out at the butcher shop. And because she's bought so much, the butcher's like trying to be nice and has been like just trying to kind of humor Paloma, but Paloma has like is building questions, and people are not coming in the butcher shop because this is happening. And that butcher shop had to close down.
Oh, great.
Lost
Love it.
all their business because Paloma came every day asking questions that made actually also people would overhear the conversations or the shenanigans and would like realize their meat was made from an animal, and it's like and Paloma would always draw the connections to like, okay, so on a human this would be
Oh God.
like my thigh meat here, and so you cut in this ligament here, and so if I were to reattach at this particular everyone in this shop is just like, I don't, you know what, this week we could eat porridge, it would be fine. So Paloma put
Fantastic.
a butcher shop out of business.
Terrible inconvenience. Great. So rewind that, and I think it cuts to, or not cuts to, it shows again her kind of like revealing this circle of salt and ash she's drawn around the entire village pretty much, and she has her little assistant cleaning up the carriage marks to make sure the circle isn't broken, and she just looks at Vareth and says, what was your exact offer again?
If she were to help us undo this, that I would owe her a future boon.
Let's make this a game. Clearly, the four of you may not leave the village until I choose to let you go. But let's say
Clearly, I will not trust the wine in front of me.
I won't interfere.
Cut to Francis already drinking both of the wines. No. There's something different between the flavors.
I won't interfere with your efforts. And if you manage to put things right, you can go on your way. And if not, I will take you up on that boon of yours. Then she's kind of like turns with a flounce and goes back to her cabin. That sounds like a good place to end that there. Let's do second unseen. A group of girls gather in one room, gossiping in hushed tones about potential beaux, fellow servants, boys from back home, or even a member of the household. Who dreams of true love or desire? Who of escape from service by marriage? And who remains notably quiet on the subject?
I feel like I've doomed everyone.
Um,
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll cook something up.
Okay.
So they're all there's 4 girls that share this particular room. There's 4 beds in there, and only 3 of them are there on their beds. 4th bed is still made. No girl in it in this particular scene. And one is talking about but the mistress will never find out about me and Gilroy. We keep it very secret. We're very aware of our surroundings, and then when you've saved up enough money from this, we're going to run away together. And we're going to get our own little country cottage. And we won't need much. We'll grow our own food and we'll live off the land and we'll live together in the woods. He's promised me. And one of the other girls is like, Lisa, you're so gullible. First off, how do you and Gilroy even make enough to save anything? She's like, we're putting away $1 a week, I'll have you know. Or whatever. I don't know, that's maybe too much. I don't know the amounts of the day. A pence, putting away a pence a week. She's like, well, really, what about you? And she's like, now you see, when the mistress has her parties, there's been a few of the upper class who have taken a shine to me. I know how to look at them just so, and how to make sure the dress is slipped off the shoulder just enough so mistress doesn't notice, but the target of my affections does. And I'm pretty sure one of these fishies will bite and take me out of here eventually. I'm going to do it the easy way. And I mean, I only picked the ones who seem like good gentlemen as well, so it's bound to be a decent life. Decently happy as well. And then while they're both talking, the 3rd girl's just in her bed doing something they can't really discern, and they look over and go, what about you, Elora? What are your future plans? And then she turns to him, and she's got she was one of the ones in the previous scene. She has a very nice knife, but she's sharpening. And she's like, I'm just going to steal some more knives from Mistress's collection to add to my own. They dull quite easily. And she kind of looks over at the empty bed and
Nice.
smiles and looks back at the other 2.
Love it. That's amazing. I didn't write anything down. That was too good. Cool. Let's see what Paloma is up to with her friend and her chemistry set.
Yeah, so
Where have you set up?
we've gone to the little boy's house.
Hmm.
And with the permission of his parents are setting up. June is fussing about and getting things ready, and we're setting up the chemistry set and like getting all the because the reactions have to just happen, and then we have to tubate it into his liver. So we're kind of getting the boy all prepped.
And Angela is the mother, and she is still distraught and doesn't quite understand what you're doing, but sees that you're like doing some medicine stuff to the boy, and like wants to ask questions or tell you not to hurt him, but knows better. But she is fussing around trying to make sure that you have everything that you need, bringing you do you need are you hungry? Can I bring you some bread? It's too late for ale, I suppose. Can I bring you some soup, or do you need sheets? What can I do for you?
Yeah, and I think Paloma doesn't really explain much to her other than like we're here with the goose business, and then just gets to work. And then is kind of like just kind of waving her off, and it's like, oh no, and just kind of getting things ready. And June seems to have been trained in probably in another one of her endeavors as like a nurse's assistant, and actually kind of like knows how to, okay, here's the vein, and like June really knows her shit. So many odd jobs. So we're just kind of running around, and the mother keeps offering us stuff, but we keep waving her off.
And I think the father, Eugene, comes in kind of solemn as doing that, and in a quiet second and a half that you have, he just kind of almost conspiratorially leans into you and is like, I'm told you need one of the boy's teeth.
Yeah, a fingernail would do, but a tooth would certainly do it. Yes, we do.
Are you taking care of that part? Does it have to be the boy's tooth or fingernail?
Yes, as opposed to.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get my son back.
Oh, sir, that is so deeply kind, but no, please don't do that. Please don't have already done that.
Got a bag of fingernails.
I just thought of a storyline. If we want it to be a tooth, I can tell you why it has to be a tooth. If that's which I feel is more interesting because there's more stakes to it. I feel like it has to be a tooth, not only because we're going to use the tooth for the ritual, but because of the deep roots that go deep enough that Paloma will be able to analyze how deep the poison goes in the root of the tooth and know the dosage she needs to make for the antidote.
Oh yeah, tooth rings. That's how we find out about poisons.
Yeah, how deep the poison goes into the deep of the tooth.
Yes.
Give you an idea of the blood poison solution
You're
ratio.
so right. That's way more accurate than fingernail lines.
Yeah, because they get cut and
don't know why I was so unprofessional.
So Paloma, are you taking the tooth out, or are you having June do it?
June
I
is
think I'm
probably
having-
offering to do it.
Yeah, June offered. Yeah, I think I have June holding the mouth open.
If there's any silver in
June-
it, I get to keep it though.
Yeah, June is offered to do actually almost everything I'm doing. She's like, I've done it before. But I'm like, no, it's okay. And so we're just pulling out one of the baby canines.
What are you afraid might happen if the roots go far deeper than you expected?
It's impacted.
That itself, that's already really weird. Just keeps coming.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Or the teeth. I'm afraid the teeth are not teeth.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
The teeth are
Um,
living. I don't know why you started this.
Ooh, yeah, I
Living
love that.
teeth, living teeth.
Yeah,
They're
but it's worse than that
worms.
somehow.
How?
Um,
I tried to outdo you. How did you outdo me?
I think as you start to pull out the tooth, you're compelled to pull out more and more, and you find that they stick to your fingers, and you're kind of like puppeteering the nerves going into his teeth, and then
It becomes Paloma teeth hands.
yeah, and then we see what happens from there.
This scene directed by Guillermo del Toro.
So this is stuff you're good at, right? So this is going to be a
I'm
reason
so
roll.
good at
I
it.
think. Yeah, you're so good at
Yeah.
pulling a tooth.
And worst case, finger teeth.
Figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't. This. Yeah. I've got what plus that
You got plus
1,000.
3. Yeah.
And that is the equivalent of werewolf claws, but they're children's teeth on her fingertips.
2 fingers.
It's my favorite James Bond film.
Tooth
Tooth
finger.
finger.
The hand with the mighty crunch.
I rolled a 9.
Good die roll name. Love it.
Tooth hurdy.
Oh, God.
What time is it? Tooth hurdy.
Yeah, so you
Nice.
you do pull the teeth out, and the nerves do not go down too long. It's a baby tooth after all. You chose correctly.
You
They
chose
just kind of-
wisely.
they just kind of pop right out.
We only need one tooth. You keep.
What do you see in the tooth hole that should not be there?
Oh no.
Like the eyes.
Yeah, a little
Tiny.
black goose eye looking out of the socket.
Yeah.
And I think Lewis coughs like a little bit, and it almost sounds like a honk. Honk, honk.
Which Lewis is
and-
coughing?
The boy Lewis the boy.
Lewis, thank you.
And yeah, as it's
But
getting
real Lewis is still okay, right?
yeah, real Lewis is
Our
great.
real Lewis. I like that we developed a bond with one of them and
Yeah.
not the other.
And yeah, you can see I think you're gonna have to work quickly, because not only like you see the goose eye in there, and as you have your hands on him getting things, you feel things pushing through his skin, almost like there's something with
The
wings trying to get
webbed
out.
feet trying
Oh,
to
Yeah.
get out of the stomach.
um,
Great.
Yeah.
Ready to be
yeah,
born.
and June probably hustles the parents out because they don't need to see this.
Good work, June. Here's a tip.
In the meantime, tell me what Francis is doing with real Lewis.
Oh,
Keep him out of
God,
trouble.
I have no idea.
Don't be near us.
Yeah, I think Francis has been shooed out into like,
Yeah.
I think maybe he's like got Bird Lewis in a little fenced garden,
Oh.
and he's just trying to sort of monitor him so he doesn't escape.
Great. I think as you're watching him, old Winthorpe, your
Oh,
old buddy,
God damn it.
and Thrall walks up kind of at your side, and you're both kind of just like watching the goose in the garden
If you know what I
for
mean.
a little bit, and eventually he like offers you his pipe he's been smoking, and just says,
Oh, no.
"How have you been feeling, sir?"
A little strange, but I think it's just probably some temporary malady. I went void walking at one point, and I don't think I should be doing. Oh no!
His
Now
eyes go
Lewis-
wide at that.
And I'm already distracted by the bird, and so I don't catch the response. Lewis,
so-
no, we're doing the ceremony right now.
So strange how?
I gave a speech that didn't really sound like me. It was, but it was very stirring, but a bit, I don't know, objectioning, too objectionable. That it would have been really poorly received at the club. No, Lewis, that is
This
not
wasn't-
food. That
this
is
wasn't
not food, Lewis.
This wasn't in Parliament again, was it?
Now, I will have you know, it was at, and I think he's just like, there is no off switch to the spigot.
Yeah.
thing. We were interrupting a thing called Bout Club. It was a gentleman's fighting club, but not like the Queen's Fist, but rather a more, I won't say lower class, but I mean lower class sort of thing. To the death often, I have happened to have learned, and it was put on by, no, Lewis, don't look at me like that. I will not be hypnotized again. And it was put on at a majestic estate of Theodora Braithwaite. Have you heard of her? At some point, I put it in my head, I know not where the idea came from, to inspire all the gentlemen of Bout Club, every man jack of them, to go and instead turn all of their pent-up aggression upon Miss Braithwaite herself. Why would I do such a thing? I know not. She seems like a genteel woman, of the best quality, but there I was, shouting at everyone that this was the way of the world, that this would set it to rights, if only they would go tromping back from the orchard, through the front door of the house, and murder everyone within. I think I even went so far as to suggest that, old Winthorpe. It was a strange time, but
Did
the
you
good news is we
kill
got
anyone
home safe.
yourself?
Francis really has to think about this. He didn't, did he?
Is he not the one that shot the
He
slugger?
shot
Oh, no. I think it is a long. No, yes. One person. But it was self-defense.
Sir, have you been having any hallucinations or waking dreams?
Well, how would I know if I did?
Well, anything out of the ordinary, I suppose.
Are you real, old Winthorpe?
Anything that makes you feel as if you don't belong here, or maybe that you're somewhere else, not England, not London.
I,
Think.
yeah.
I guess what are you afraid of? What are you afraid might happen if memories do start bubbling up because of this?
I think what I'm afraid will, oh God, this is bad. What I think will happen is that it will just drive him insane. That he will not be capable of reason for the next span of time. And in that, Lewis manages to escape and go flying off into.
Oh, that is great. I think there's two, not only that, worse
Okay.
than that, Lewis will indeed escape, try to leave the village and be turn
Incinerated by-
into silver vapor when he tries to cross the border of the village.
Oh.
And also, I think you will lose your mind, and old Winthorpe will have to basically abduct you and try and perform that ceremony again to
Oh no.
wipe your memories and get you a new painting.
Oh no.
And I guess this is gonna be, I think it's gonna be sensitivity.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Let's see here. And I am down to just the pig insignia baking peel.
How does cannibalism help you here?
I was thinking of something like trying to draw on the same resolve that he had during the most stressful thing he has experienced recently, which was being chased through the sanitarium by the
That's right.
figs. So sort of a metaphor. I kind of like that, honestly.
Like anchoring yourself with that trauma almost.
Yeah, like I held it together through this. What did I do then? Okay, this is how
Nice.
I don't know. It felt like a reach, but now I kind of like it from a
Yeah, I love
story
that.
angle.
Great. So that's 3 dice, top 2 plus 0.
Plus a big fat
Sometimes
crusade.
reaches turn into gold.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Rolling 3d6. A 7.
7. Woohoo! Oh boy, definitely needed that extra die.
Whew.
Great. So
Success!
it does not stir memories in you.
It does distract me enough.
I think it does distract you enough for Lewis to get away.
Yeah. Oh God.
One job.
And you are engaged with Old Winthorpe and don't notice it until it's far too late.
This is very on brand for Francis.
Vareth, we need a doll, I think, right?
We had the doll.
Oh, you have a doll. Okay.
I imagine we're coming out with all the materials all ready. We just need the goose.
However, I did figure that
But the
while
goose is firmly contained inside the
Since-
vegetable garden.
since there is some prep needing to be done, like Paloma has to get her thing ready and Francis is doing a goose. I thought that while everybody's prepping, before we do the ritual proper, would be a great time to use thinning of the veil.
Yeah.
not?
Do it. Tell us how that works.
Well, I have star charts. So I consult my star charts to get a glimpse of the future. And I roll with sensitivity, and on a hit, I can ask what is about to happen. Keeper must answer truthfully, but not necessarily completely. And on a 10 plus, I can ask why is this about to happen?
Why?
And on a 12 plus, I also find a clue. And on a miss, this is the fun part actually. On a miss, I instead glimpse a terrible fate awaiting one of my fellow hunters. I hold one. So I basically take a counter, and then just before one of you rolls for a move, I can spin the token to go, oh, the stars have shown me this is how you're going to die. And then you can either back down or go through with it.
Oh
If you go
no.
through with it, you mark a box on your XP track. But if you miss, you are immediately retired from the game forever.
Oh, I can
Wow.
see why we might not have used this move before.
Cool. Yeah, let's consult some star charts. How do you carry your star charts around?
Have you memorized them?
Mhm.
I
Tattoos.
I feel like I have like a small tube,
Google Glass.
like no more like like a documents tube where you uncork
Yeah.
one and you pull the document out, and I have it tucked in one of the pockets of my coat. I'm like, okay, let's consult star charts, see how this ritual is going to go.
All right. And it's with
Um,
sensitivity, you said? Yes.
It is indeed with sensitivity.
That's a +3.
Yep. And so yeah, unless I use a thing, but then I'm not gonna use a thing.
Yeah,
I only got a
Okay.
couple of things.
it's gonna be fine.
Sensitivity, here we go. Sensitivity is a 9.
It's a 9.
I rolled a
So,
6.
Ooh,
No, I didn't. I
boy.
rolled it. No, I rolled 2 threes plus a
Yeah.
3. Never mind.
333.
The half
Cool.
thing
So
of
on a
the-
9, you may ask what is about to happen.
Yes. What
Um,
is about to happen?
Boom, 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 boom.
Louis the Goose is about to hit the border of the village. And I think this is a great time for a break. How about that? Let's take 10.
We just see that. We see that.
Paloma's
scene.
inside. Gareth is out. Gareth is outside consulting star charts. I think Paloma just hears from outside. Fuck!
Cut to commercial. Cool. Yeah, let's take 10. And we'll come back with the next unseen.
Sounds good. See you in 10.
Thank you.
At the body shop.
Profile picture. In
What?
Zoom. Change your
You
Zoom
did?
profile picture.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's a teeny tiny picture of you now.
I still
Oh
haven't
my
figured out
gosh.
how to set
Yeah.
up my profile picture.
It shouldn't be a teeny tiny bit. I haven't changed anything.
How do you
Weird.
configure your profile picture? Anyway.
I think you have to go into the
Ah.
web interface of Zoom, and then you can
Ah.
upload. Yeah, big ol' pain in the butt.
And then even though I've seen Nicole's profile a million times, it made me wonder, when you went to that photo shoot, Nicole, did you bring your own clear board to write on?
Yes, I had been
That
planning
wasn't like
this.
Steve Rogers' shower.
Yeah.
This was not a Steve
Oh,
Rogers
God.
idea.
Ah!
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
figured
Those
you
are
had
would
been
have,
home.
thinking about
because
this for a while.
I knew, like he'd said, I think when I did mine, he was like, "Oh yeah, bring whatever you want. If you want to bring a guitar or whatever." So I figured people would bring whatever they thought they wanted to maybe do a photo shoot with. I didn't bring any props. I brought a lot of jackets.
Yeah, I had like a science jacket. What do they call them? Lab coats.
Yes.
Science
Science
jackets.
jacket,
They're
yeah.
Science jackets now.
And I think I had some pictures of that, but I was like, no,
That's
this is
weird.
not what we're
So I
doing.
don't have a profile picture here, but I do have. Am I not logged?
Yeah,
in?
you've never had one here for me anyway. You've never had.
Yeah, I
one.
know. I just logged in and I have one there, so I'm wondering if I'm
Oh,
not.
weird.
Oh yeah,
logged
that's why I
in.
have to sometimes log out and then hit the Zoom again, so it'll grab the. It's still, it's still a work in progress. They haven't really had time to perfect this whole video conference thing yet, so.
I really haven't been focusing on it for several
Yeah.
years.
Speaking of
technology.
focusing, I think
What?
this is Nick's Nick's unseen. Shona Moir, one of the chambermaids, is just about to unpin her cap when the servant's bell rings. What last domestic duties is she called to attend to by the members of the household as the house settles down for the night? Dishes next.
And Shona wasn't named in any of these previous scenes. She isn't like the knife girl, is she?
Well, she could
Knife
be.
Girl was Laura.
Oh yeah,
Laura. Okay. Yeah, Shona was about to head to bed and gets one little bell rings. She looks around and hopes that someone else is in less of a state of getting ready than she is, as she notices that all the other girls are actually already tucked in bed. So rules are rules, and it's up to Shona to, as the most dressed one, to go see what is what. And she goes downstairs, and the parlor is where the bell had come from, but there's no one in the parlor. And she notices that many of the books have fallen off of the parlor shelf, with the parlor books.
Yeah.
And some things are out of place from the last time that she saw it. Thinking nothing of it, puts the books back on the shelf and heads back upstairs, just in time to hear the bell ring once more. This happens a few more times in the night, until, just frustrated, she tears the bell pull off the wall for the night, settles into bed, ready to blame it on someone else in the morning.
And it rings one last time. Awesome. Puts the candle back.
What is
Um,
that from?
Young Frankenstein, I think.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
With the rotating bookcase. Good time. So, everyone hears Barrett yell, "Fuck!"
And I think Francis runs up. What is it, Farrah?
Immediately saying, Sean, go stop
I think
Lewis.
Paloma has the tooth and is running out and is like, what?
Lewis is running for the border, and he'll be vaporized if he hits it. Sean, fly, Sean.
Lewis was right in the garden. Oh.
Crow versus goose.
Can I use my, I guess my move is to like try to get him to go get something for me.
Ooh.
Put him on Can I get him to go on a mission?
Do you
to-
want a nice tooth?
You would have to ask him to go on a mission when he's around. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. he's not around.
Although something, do you love Lewis?
That's the question that this all comes
The
down to.
question
Oh,
is, do you love
no.
Lewis?
In a different way that I love my own child. Yes.
Montage
Do-
of Lewis moments.
Do you feel like it could be a mother's love situation? Or just like,
Yeah.
fuck that goose.
I think that actually Paloma does really love Lewis. Like, didn't really want to like him. Didn't think it was a human boy. Still not sure.
Still not
Being
100%
vaporized is
sure.
probably that probably puts you a little over the top. The thought of him being vaporized at a mystical
Yeah.
order.
Yeah. So I think that I am like, all right, roll up my sleeves and run after this goose. I'll try to use mother's love.
Cool. What are you afraid might happen if you don't get to him in time?
I'm afraid I might overshoot.
Overshoot.
Yeah, that I might like
Yeah.
go in and then I might fall over the boundary.
Yeah. And I think it's worse
And
than
with
that.
the tooth. With the tooth.
With the tooth. I think it's worse than that because when you go over the boundary would glow and collapse back in, killing everyone in the village.
Wow.
So that's a vitality roll,
Must
which
be
you have a
nice.
0 in.
Oh, but I have the mother's love.
You do
So
have
you have
mother's love.
advantage.
So you have advantage. So that'll be
Okay.
3 dice, top 2.
If ever there were a situation calling for the cowboy hat.
I know. What do I? Yeah, should I try to get 4 things? What am I gonna put on?
Duck wrangling.
I have Francis's tooth. I have a lot of teeth. Why do I have so many teeth?
Oh yeah, but you can only get the one advantage.
Yeah, you only got the one
One.
advantage.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean,
No,
you
it's
can if you
fine.
want to, but
You can waste a cowboy hat just for the fuck of it.
cowboy hat is
Wow,
never a
points.
waste.
Stop points here.
All right. 3 die.
Oh
Run out of
yeah.
bounds.
Don't run out of
Roll a
bounds. It's a
9.
9. All right. Cool. So
What
Floor is
color else
lava.
is the line? Floor
tell
is
me
lava.
how you catch Lewis.
I think I catch Lewis by. I think I'm kind of run and launch myself
Perfect.
and land on him, and I'm small enough that I just kind of weigh him down. Don't really hurt him. Just kind of like holding him down like a paperweight.
Yeah, and I think Lewis, like when he sees you, like quacks and then kind of like does the sort of like not quacks, honks, and then kind of like does the like
You've been a
long-
duck this whole time.
long goose nuzzle on your like he's like, oh hey, someone to nuzzle, and sweetly nuzzles you.
He's so sweet. Why do we have to switch him back?
That'd be sweet.
I'm a T-Rex is asking what is our favorite holiday movie.
Oh my gosh.
Die Hard. No, I'm gonna,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
gonna
that's
be
the
that
obvious
guy.
answer.
I am that guy. It's my favorite holiday movie.
Yeah.
Why did I just type it after I said it? What the hell was that? I literally said it and then typed it in chat.
It'd have to be Die Hard. I don't really like holidays.
It's a wonderful
Christian
life.
Pride Month.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, if it's any holiday, then Halloween movie count, right?
Oh, if it's Christmas, then the peanuts.
Oh, there's
Christmas.
yeah, the
The Charlie
peanuts.
Brown
I like
Christmas.
the like Krampus, the Finnish like Krampus.
Oh
movie is
yeah,
pretty
I
fun.
think I'm gonna have to go with the Rankin Bass one with the Yeti. Pretty good.
Oh, I haven't seen that
Connor's
one.
Jug Band Christmas.
Yeah, nice.
But that's a really weird one to play Smasher Pass with.
That's a good idea to do a Halloween tree instead of a Christmas tree.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good.
Cool. So you get Lewis and return him to where you are all at. What's your next move?
I feel like I've done enough. I get to flirt with the lady now.
Which one?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess like I guess it's time for the dust. Like, does Paloma have to roll anything to heal the? Is that all gonna be? Is gonna be separate rolls for like heal the body and me doing a ritual, or is that all sort of one big?
I think we're ready to
thing?
go.
I think it'll be one for the healing and one for the ritual.
Okay, yeah, let's do
Yep.
this. We're ready.
So cranking
Nothing
up
bad will
the
happen.
liver pump.
Yeah, I'm
What do
gonna
you
go ahead
got
and get the
going
little Rube Goldberg thing going on, the liver pump action going. It's kind of like a dialysis machine, but it's for livers.
Is it like hand? Got little bellows.
Yeah, June is already at the
And
bellows.
in the other half of the room, I've got my ritual circle drawn out. And
Nice.
June is really good at her work too. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
she's
I'm
very competent.
so good. So many odd jobs she knows how to do. Worth her money, really. Always asking for money.
So I guess the question then is, what are you afraid might happen if this goes wrong?
That I'll kill this kid's body. In terms of mine,
Yeah.
or are we doing?
In
we're
terms
doing
of
the-
yours, yeah. In terms of
Yeah,
drawing
yeah.
the
I'm in.
poison out.
I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried that we'll get jostled or have missed calculated something, and that will fuck up the liver, and then I'll kill the kid.
Mm.
With the poisons of the liver, the bile humors will leak from the liver, poisoning every part of the child, either killing him or making him into a dark entity.
I like that. It's worse than that though.
No, I made it really bad.
It will not only leak out of the liver into the child, but then begin to leak out of the child onto the ground, which then turns into a noxious cloud that has bad effects on everyone nearby.
Oh no, not June. I have
Everybody.
This is,
Now I'm going to
is
smell
my
like
grave
this noxious
digger.
cloud for
Stop
days.
falling in love with people so they don't die anymore, I guess.
I'm not in love with June. I just really admire her work ethic, and
Although I guess Lewis isn't dead yet, so.
Hey.
Great.
Okay.
This is going to be a roll with reason then, +3. Something
oh
you're good
yeah,
at.
that's a good one. I have a lot of that.
Do you want to
Um,
use an item?
Yeah, I do. I wonder if I replace his tooth in his mouth with Francis's tooth.
Oh,
I think
that's
I'm
a-
worried about the goose coming out and the eyeball. I was like, let's just
Punk.
a temporary crown to keep the goose in.
I love it.
He has like an adult's tooth.
Great. Then it's going to be,
the body horror problem.
yeah.
Maybe
gonna
let me
happen
get away
when
with
you-
that.
It's become a body
Wait.
horror episode.
When you put a witch's tooth into a child. So great. That is
This is-
3 dice, top 2 +3.
No, it is a very stylish tooth being put into a child. Oh no, it's the other.
Oh no, it's yeah.
It's
Oh
bad,
yeah, it's
Francis.
bad Francis.
Who's not really bad, just
Who's not a
is
yeah.
it not ours?
Yeah. And did he get killed?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, he
forget.
did.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
he got
I rolled a
silver
7.
dusted if nothing else.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
oh wait,
Probably in
no,
the
I
void.
rolled 7 + 3.
What
Wait,
did you roll?
modifier. 5 and a 2.
5 and a 2 is a 7 +3 is a 10. Great.
10. Okay.
Perfect. Tell me how your machine works and what it looks like when you draw the poison out.
Yeah, it's got June is operating the bellows, and then you can see the liquid go from clear to black and then fill up the big globe on the one side. So via color, like all good chemistry,
Mhm.
you can see the change happen for movies.
Got a little
Um,
iodine clock going. Yeah.
Little iodine clock. Yeah, and we've got the tubes kind of going all over, but to make sure that they have gravity. So Paloma's holding up one, and we got one on like a shelf to give it enough time to get out of the body and into the thing. But yeah, you kind of see that happen.
Is there any physical change in Lewis, the boy?
So we got the poison out.
Got the poison out.
Yeah, I guess the goose has been stirring, but now we start to see the boy himself, the body of the boy, also kind of the fingers start to twitch, and it looks like he's kind of dreaming
Nice.
while there's a goose at inside him.
Oh, the best dream.
Right.
Do you need to pull the tubes or anything out before the ritual starts, or is he going to be all juiced up for that?
No, I think we should be good. We just
All right,
take the tubes.
cool.
Jane's got it. Or June.
June, Jenny. I don't know. Sorry, it's,
No, she's
it's not someone else. I just mispronounced it. Vareth, what are you up to?
Well, I think as soon as she says go, she tosses me the tooth.
Oh, what tooth?
Well, she took the kid's tooth, right?
Yeah, what happened to it? Oh,
That's-
did she drop it when she went to jump for Lewis, the goose, when she rolled that 9?
no. Why would I do that? I don't
I
think
think
that's
she
what I
did.
did.
That
I
doesn't
think I
sound
held
like
on to it
us.
just fine. Do you need me
Yeah,
to pull another tooth? I'll do it.
Yeah, you can pull another tooth if you want, or go find the other one. I think this is the first instant you realize, like, oh shit, I must have dropped it when I was chasing Lewis.
Oh yeah, I think I leave June to
Because you leapt at him.
unplug everything. And I'm like,
Sean,
okay,
go get it.
you-
Sean, you can find a tooth really
I
easily.
think I'm like June.
Pick it up, bring it over.
Yeah, I think I tell June I'll pay her extra if she untubates him. So I'm gonna run out and try to find. I'm like digging through.
Cool, I'll tube and
Try to
untube
find
as much
the-
as you want. Anyone gonna help her? Francis, maybe?
Oh, I think Francis will think he is helping. So yeah, Francis is trying to help.
Cool. Yeah, so I think this is
Football, Freya.
what is this gonna be? I'll say this is gonna be a reason roll with disadvantage because it's a tooth in a field.
Also, I hate to be that guy. Does Dr. Saffby have exhausted now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do I still have something? Yeah. I
On a
think I
7 to
do.
9, you take the condition exhausted. You're right.
Oh, I do. Thank
Uh,
you. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, from the mother's love. It's like trying to
Yeah, I
find a
don't.
tooth
I
in a
think that's
field.
why I didn't pull out a new tooth. I think normally I would have just been like, "This is a kid's tooth. We could pull another one out." I think I'm exhausted, so I'm like,
Hmm,
"Let's go." This was the tooth I had.
we got this.
Great. So what are you afraid might happen if you don't find a tooth in time?
That we don't find the tooth in time.
Tooth tree.
Tooth. Yeah, the tooth. Yeah, the tooth is planted in the ground and makes a goose tree.
Oh.
Goose
Okay,
trees
it works
take
for
over the countryside.
Again, episode directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Delicious berries, though.
And you have to
Oh.
pick the geese with your teeth hands and
Ah.
chew them with your teeth hands.
Nom, 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 nom.
Nom, nom,
Um,
nom, nom,
Let's just
nom,
go ahead
nom.
and make the roll. I think this is reason with disadvantage.
Is it me?
Yeah, I'm not even going to do a
Gosh.
worse than that for that. I think it's
Why?
Oh, God. Wait, is that what we're going with?
A tooth tree?
Yeah, I mean it's a magical place, man.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize this.
I think the worst is the tooth tree grows instantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So reason, which
So you're
for
gonna be
me is a
rolling-
plus
3 dice, take the lowest 2 and add 3.
the lowest two. Okay.
Unless
You
you
guys gonna
can
really like this title. I've been
bring an
spending some time
object
on
into
it.
play.
Unless you want to bring in an object to just make it a.
Oops, I didn't.
That's all right. Lowest roll is
Oh,
a
no.
3 plus 3. Ooh.
What if I brought an object? Should have brought an object.
Do you want to use an object? Because that'll just take the first 2 and that'll be a 7.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I
it'd be
should have used an
7 plus
object, if that's
3, right? So
okay.
that'd be a
Oh yeah,
10.
7 plus 3. Yeah.
Is that okay with everyone? I
Oh, yeah, I think so.
don't mind taking
Yeah.
the 3 though.
Yeah, go for it.
You do what you want to do.
Yeah, just click the button too fast, so you're good.
Yeah, I was just really excited about the title I gave it,
Oh, what was
which
the title?
was Tooth Turtle
Turtle Doves
Doves and a Pear Tree. So
Tooth turtle doves.
Be
Got
hard
it.
to top. What time is it? Tooth hurty. It's gonna be a hard one to top.
And a cowboy
Wait,
hat and a
tonight.
pear tree.
cowboy hat. I think I used my medical text.
Okay, how does that work?
because it tells me the different densities of teeth, and I can know which side probably landed on the ground. And if I'm looking for, there's an extensive section on how teeth fall when they're on the ground, and what it means in terms of auguries.
I
Medical
would
text gets,
make a case for maybe using the pram,
yeah.
encouraging you not to lose another child, maybe.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe I think back.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, maybe I think back to Lucy's baby tooth.
Mhm.
And she lost one and I lost it in the grass. And I was like, not again.
Ooh, never again.
You get what's her face to push you in the pram because it'll be faster because you're exhausted.
Yeah, we literally use it.
Cool. So you do find the tooth, and
Sorry for that retroactive, but it
no,
makes
it's
sense.
totally fine. There's no ding dong clocks. But Vareth, you notice that the you know the time because of the position of the moon, and you know it is very, very close to midnight now. What is our consequence from that? I think in your eagerness to find the teeth, you're searching around on the ground with your hands, and you accidentally stick one of your hands over the outside of the circle unknowingly, and your hand is got terrible, like radiation burns on them, basically. So burned hand, I guess, condition.
You're a medical person. Put a salve on it.
Like when you stick it over, like it's just starts smoking and sizzling. Pull it
Like a
back.
vampire in sunlight.
Yeah.
You're a vampire. Pull him as a vampire.
Oh, or maybe the tooth was just over the line and you had to do
Yeah,
that.
maybe I had to grab it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's even better.
Yeah.
that's much better than it accidentally happening.
Oh.
Not again.
Cool. So you got the tooth. It's probably like 10 to midnight.
You can't handle the tooth.
You can't handle the tooth, Paloma.
You just wasted a good role name.
Sorry.
Vareth, tell me what your role looks like in this.
I feel like I've already started. Why do I always start everything I say with I feel like? I'm annoying myself with that. I feel like I'm annoying myself. I've already started the ritual when we notice the tooth being gone. So it's this weird one where I kind of have to sit there and keep the mint. Oh,
Hold the pee in. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta keep exactly. Hold the pee in, hold the pee in.
I started peeing. I gotta
Yeah.
stop and just.
So finally I'm like, oh, I don't know how am I gonna hold it? And then Paloma comes through the door, tosses me the tooth, whoosh, catch it in one hand. Finally, haha. That's when I like the veil between the real world and the void sort of dissipates for me. So it all kind of becomes one space. Yeah, I can see all the various dark entities around. And I have this straw goose. And I ask the entities they need to they will need to help shepherd the soul from the goose back into the boy. I explain to them, I said, please, you will notice in this goose, there's the soul of a boy that does not belong there. So you will see it as the shape of this body over here. I ask of you to shepherd it like Calran, or however you say a person's name. I've never known. I see it written all the time. Karen, I hear people say, across the river Styx. I always said Charon or Charon when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's
Karen.
Karen. It's just Karen.
like it.
Yeah, I know.
I like it.
I've heard
Karen.
it
The
said, it
original
sounds like
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being such a Karen.
I
And
demand to
then-
see your manager.
If you don't pay Karen and the token, Let's see your
And
manager.
Cerberus, a tiny little yappy dog with 3 heads.
Yeah, the
Let
little
us
purse.
initiate
Yeah.
the journey, and then the tooth goes into the straw goose.
What Christian ritual are you perverting here?
Oh, that's right. I forgot my Christian rituals. I always got to pervert a Christian ritual. I feel like I go again with my feel likes. It's going to be crucifixion.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Exactly. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. So I
so
poked
how
the
does that-
tooth in.
yeah.
I poked the tooth in like the rib of the goose and the head of the goose and then each wing of the goose.
Nice. Let's go ahead and roll for it then. Sensitivity.
My jam, sensitivity. Let me take a look once again.
I've posted a list of tooth idioms into the chat.
Nice.
I think I want to use my statue of the Green Man
Ooh,
to help make this happen.
how?
I think it'll be even better to have also an effigy of a human. I got the effigy of the goose.
Mm,
So to have the effigy of the human, so I make like a little
well, conduit.
tableau
Yeah.
to show the spirit to take from the goose over here to the man. This is how it's going to go. This is the layout of the room. To the man-shaped thing.
Put the soul in the square hole.
Oh. I have a suggestion for the role name. I will type it in the chat.
Absolutely. I actually get the name
Boom.
this time. 'Cause
Really
I'm
good.
not using my pre-made rolls for this one. So
The tooth fairy. Very good. Ferrying the tooth. Cool. So this is
nice.
this is
Very
about as good as
nice.
it's gonna get. 3 dice, top 2 plus 3.
Yep.
Don't roll all ones.
Here is the 3 dice first. Oh, that's bad.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
A 1, and a 2.
So that is
Yeah.
3 plus 3, which is a 6. Oh
Wow. Remember last week I was like, God, all my rolls have been so good. It's going to come back to bite me because I was rolling 13, 12, 13, 10. Here we go.
I'm so sorry.
This is where it happens. Tooth or
great.
dare.
Did we
yes.
talk about what would happen if this one
No, because this is
tickled?
we did
the
not.
rites of salt and smoke.
Yeah.
I wonder if the spirits
Ooh.
get confused.
Yeah.
Like they're like, got it. That's a
Transfer
human.
everyone into geese. Got it?
Take
I think they-
all the humans and put it in the goose.
Yeah, they start swirling around the like. I think the statue may have thrown them off because like this is straw, this is stone. You're a person. You've got a soul, and I think they start like nipping off pieces of first your soul, and then everyone else in the room, and like they don't know what's going on. They feel it's like the world goes black and white, and then they get dizzy, and start just like redistributing them to various farm animals
We're gonna need the
around.
Futurama rule and theorem eventually.
I think everyone's like the dark entities get a little bit too excited about this whole soul transfer thing, and basically like take bites off of all of the humans' souls in the area and transfer them into all of the farm animals, which is probably a pretty hellish experience for everyone involved. Would you like to use a mask?
Use one of my 3 remaining
Seems like a-
masks.
Oh, no.
Seems like a good place to end the entire
Yeah.
adventure.
Yeah, I guess we're done then.
So here we go. Actually, I guess I can use. Yeah, we'll use the darkened threshold,
Ooh, yeah.
which I narrate
so
a
it's-
scene in which, possessed by a dark entity, I harm an innocent.
Yeah. I think that is in present time, not a flashback.
Oh, it's not a flashback.
No, it's not a flashback. So tell us how that works.
Oh, so I thought it was a flashback. Oh, I said true. It's a mask of future, so I mean, a flashback
Yeah.
wouldn't make much sense, would it? the entities start swirling around. They're confused by my horrible, shitty ritual, and they start. And I see they start, and I feel them like start trying to take pieces of my soul, and I see them kind of whip around, start trying to take the other soul. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. And I kind of like use all my powers to corral them for a moment, trying to keep everybody else safe. And I'm like, no, look, it's the power of this was done by the crone. This is done by the crone. It's her power. Feel that. That's what we need undone. The crone spell undone. And they're like, oh, crone spell undone. Sure. What? And they all fly out the window. And I'm like, unbeknownst to me, they have gone to the crone's house.
She's not exactly an innocent.
Well, really? Because I thought in this, she has nothing to do with this.
She is a
Well.
threat in this.
Oh.
You could
This whole
have it
time I
hit.
thought Lewis was the threat.
She's a danger, not a. She does have that
Oh, right.
assistant girl though, that could take the brunt of that
Which
attack.
means she could be made a thrall.
That is
And there's also the
viable.
parents in the house.
Well, that was the next obvious target, yeah. Hmm. I think since dark entities are around all the time, we still only see them most of the time. So they're privy to everything that's gone on so far, and they heard the father saying that he would do anything for his child to bring his child back.
Oh,
And they're like, time to take you up on that offer then. And they swirl around him. Depending on I don't know how serious this needs to be.
Yeah, it just has harm and innocence.
Because
that
I like
as you will.
my initial hit on it is that they pull all of his teeth.
Oh yes, I love that. That's great.
As opposed to like killing him. They're like, all right,
picking up
well,
Brett's
we can
tooth.
help.
Yeah.
You wanted to, you were willing to take your child's tooth, we'll take yours. And that one, 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 and that one. Like, and each one's like a different dark entity that all, they can kind of morph. They sort of morph into just very fine, like finger width tendrils that all whip in there, each taking a tooth until you have kind of a big nest of tendrils, each capped by a tooth, just like tornadoing around the room until they fly out up and out the chimney.
Love it. Cool. And so with that, still gonna get it. I think you know this is happening. How does that make you feel? That the you are causing the father's teeth to all be pulled out by dark entities.
I feel like a failure because this is usually my jam. Like I feel like this is my strength. I literally just did everything as well as I can possibly do it.
That's true.
And I fucked it up.
And then rolled as poorly as you possibly could, save
Yes.
one.
Let's then
Like if
give you how about shattered confidence condition.
Oh,
Worse than a tibia.
Cool. So the ritual does take effect though. And who is hanging on to Lewis the Duck right now? You?
Yeah, someone who has two good hands.
Yeah. And I think as the you can feel Lewis struggling as like you can't see it, but like Lewis is being pulled out of Lewis.
Yeah.
And like it's flapping and honking and it's pecking at you.
Yeah.
Not enough to hurt you, but just like it's like giving a goose a bath, maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you can actually see what's going on with the dark entities. Like stuff is swirling around and flying
Francis
back and
can?
forth between, everyone in the room can.
Oh, everybody can.
Flying between Vareth and the father and the kid, and like maybe like making sort of darts at you and then going away. And eventually you see them sort of coalesce around the goose, and it's almost like a pop, and they just all like slam into the boy. And as they do, Francis can feel the goose just go limp
Oh.
in your arms. Is it okay for Lewis the Goose to just have his soul gone? This is a harm to wild animals is an ask first on safety. So if that is the way we want to resolve that, that's fine. Otherwise, Lewis will probably return to a regular goose state. How does
I would at least like
anyone can veto that?
I would at least like it to be open-ended to where we have the option, like where we could do something else that could be our next thing is like getting Lewis, like maybe that's a state now, but now we have to do.
Maybe they're
If we
stuck
want-
in the Green Man statue. or
If we want
something.
Lewis to come back, we
Ooh.
have to do something to get Lewis to come back.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
the entities
cool.
were like, okay, got it. Goose's soul goes in the Green Man statue.
Got it.
Got
Cool.
it.
Let's then leave that scene there and do
Okay.
our last unseen, and then we can
Oh,
wrap up
geez.
Lewis after.
Yeah, as long as there's still a way to save our goose friend.
Yeah.
I am a T-Rex has weighed in as well.
No.
Yeah, either that or we have funerals forever and we ride around in this carriage in circles.
The day Hargrave retired was the day the goose was killed.
This was the
Thea-
case we couldn't crack.
Theodora, do what you need to do. We are in mourning forever.
Life has no meaning.
So the last unseen, Kitty Sexton and Daisy Warren share a room with a couple of other girls. When all is quiet, Kitty sneaks into Daisy's bed. What comfort do they share with one another? Do the other girls, aware of what is going on, maintain a discreet silence or gently rib them?
Yeah, gay.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take this in a stupid direction.
Do it.
I think Daisy is in bed, one of the four beds, but is just stock awake, sitting up in the moonlight, eyes wide, clearly worried. There's the door clicks open discreetly and we see Kitty backlit but kind of hangdog in her posture, clicks the door behind her, and Daisy perks up immediately. Kitty walks towards her and sits by her on the bed. And we see that Kitty's hands are bloody. And she just says in a small voice, I did it, she's gone. She just kind of falls against Daisy and Daisy holds her. And there are two other girls in the place, and I think they are discreet and silent about it. They're just kind of standing in the shadows, and they can't really pretend to sleep, and they don't really know what direction to look in, but they don't feel close enough to come in and help.
Nice. Cool. So I think the last scene is Lewis the boy sitting up in bed, and the father is in the room, seated at a chair at a side table, and the mother has soup for both of them. Lewis to build his strength back up, and the father, because his teeth are gone.
Oh no.
And Paloma, when you're still most beloved,
Oh no.
Lewis, the boy sort of catches your eye when no one else is looking. What act of terrible mischief does he
Oh,
do
okay.
when he thinks no one but you can see?
I think he smiles, and he's like already got. I think there's like a goose eyeball.
Oh God.
Smiles and he like puts it out on his tongue and then puts it back in. I'm like, I don't know how that got there.
That's great.
Sorry, if that's too obvious. I could do something
No, that's
different.
fantastic. I love it. Maybe he just changed into a goose when he wants now.
I don't know.
Where goose?
So like crane
He's the
wife.
first weregoose.
Yeah.
He makes really
Zip.
good woven fabrics.
Cool. Francis and Vareth, tell me where you are with Lewis the goose and what's happening.
I'm definitely extremely apologetic. Things did not go the way we planned,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I offer to get the father the finest
Oh,
false
yeah.
teeth money can buy. On my dime, absolutely, find the best dentist in London. You can pay for your trip to London. Francis, I'm sure, knows some exemplary dentists who could do
Oh.
fine work.
In whatever
And,
material you like.
And please, and lunch, a tour of Hargrave House,
Hmm.
dinner,
Diamond
anything we
grills.
can do. Yeah.
And
But
what
I'm
of
glad
the
we
goose?
could get Lewis back in his body.
And what of the goose?
Put him on the
Well,
mantle.
I mean, I'm guessing we take it back to Hargrave with us, right? Isn't that
Well,
what
the
we're
goose
doing?
is dead at this point,
The,
or
the goose was limp and
Oh,
lifeless
body.
in your arms at the end of the last scene. But if we want to change that, we totally can. And if you don't have something, I do.
I wonder if we could put the goose on like a tiny iron lung while we figure out the soul situation.
Well, yes, I think we'd need the goose's body. Like I think I can sense something up with the green man. He's a bit aglow.
It's a little aggressive.
So, like I'm pretty sure Lewis is in here.
Lewis, are you in there? We're going to get you out of this, Lewis.
Oh, I
Paloma,
guess
can we preserve the body?
yeah, I mean, we
the
would
trip
need to keep
to
the brain
Hargrave?
oxygenated, and you know what? I have just the thing. A little tiny
Galahad.
iron lung, little tiny iron lung we set up to just keep the bellow. Like I was like, June, how would you like
You like
to earn
reverse-
the biggest pay? How would you like to earn the
reverse
biggest
the liver
paycheck
pump?
of your life?
Did you MacGyver the liver pump into a tiny iron lung?
Yeah, we switched the bellows out for the air bellows, and I paid June handsomely to keep pumping the bellows to keep the goose alive.
For 2 hours all the way back to
2 hours all the way back.
I think actually while you're getting that together, Nell approaches you and like approaches Vareth specifically.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you seem to have done it.
Yes, 100% successfully.
No flaw, no notes.
I think the only thing I would ask you would be to return the goose to me and perhaps your statue, and I can put things right.
We can have it under control. June is like really not wanting that because she was just about to get paid a lot. I think she's like, we have it under control.
It seems we have it under control, but thank you for your offer for assistance.
Oh, I mean, it would be fine. June, I would still pay you. Oh, anyway, do what you like.
Well, we will make sure that we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that Lewis the goose lives on.
All right.
This was a
I will
goose you were
cut off-
going to eat, so no.
I will call on you at some point though.
Oh, of course.
I thought
you
part
can
of our
call on
deal was
me
that
as
if I
well,
was
you're-
successful, that I owed you nothing. Wasn't that what we agreed upon?
Oh, you don't owe me anything, but I will be calling on you.
Excellent.
I hope that we can find common ground and improve our relationship.
Our door is always open to you.
As is mine.
Paloma keeps like fish mouthing, like,
Oh,
There's something you wanted, Dr. Sappy.
um. I just, if you have some ice, my hand hurts so much. I don't know, people don't have ice. Bandage. Guess I should
Well,
have a
if you can-
bandage.
If you can put the
I-
soul back in a goose, I imagine you'll be able to take care of a burned hand.
It's 2 hours in a car.
Mm. Have a safe trip. She walks away.
Okay. I'll just do it.
I think the last thing that happens before you leave the village is old Winthorpe kind of like while they're fussing with the ironing and getting everything all set up,
Yeah.
just kind of
Emerges from
pigeonholes,
the shadows.
just kind of like bend your ear for a minute.
Oh.
And he says, you did a good thing back there.
Oh.
All of you, but this could have gone differently.
Gone far better.
Oh, and he's just
Should
talking to
have gone
Francis.
far better.
Oh,
He's got Francis alone. At this
Oh,
point.
okay. Yeah, and I think
Um,
Francis is kind of something in his mind is fighting back against really understanding what's being said to him.
Yeah.
And so he's maintaining a sort of, oh, yes, thank you, we did good work.
I know this is probably an uncertain time for you. If you, I don't know how much I can help, but I know a lot about you. So if you ever need anything in that respect,
Oh, excellent.
don't be afraid to call on me.
Puts on his hat and tips it towards him.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything else to say to you. Cool, and I think that is the end of that threat as we ride off into the sunset. Mhm.
I think Amateur
Consulting my
is having
star
strong
charts, there was a
feelings about
strange
this.
red star on my charts. Don't know why. Weird.
Gosh, yeah, I think that's good. Let's you don't have any, let's just do dawn questions and wrap it up, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, and get rewards.
Oh,
Oh, rewards.
I have I wrote down rewards. Yes. Good
Oh,
job, Whitney.
wow. Oh, we like rewards.
So let's the threat was resolved.
Yeah.
So each one of you can pick a reward from the following list. A small golden bell. A friendly goose that behaves itself quite nicely, and that'll go in your personal quarters.
I love that.
A handwritten journal detailing the medicinal and occult uses for a variety of plants, roots, and herbs.
Okay.
And then the usual a memento from the investigation, ask another hunter for it.
Okay.
Paloma, do you want dibs on the goose?
No, I think maybe I should take the medicine book though, but I would love to. I think Francis maybe
Yeah.
makes more sense for.
Cool.
And it might be that like whenever we undo the green man thing on the goose, that's the object then.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
more
I think
sense
that-
for Francis.
that
to
happens
have. I
off
just want it
screen and-
as the
Yeah.
player. I want it.
Post
Yeah, I'll take
credit
the-
scene is Lewis the goose jumping out of the carriage and up the stairs in the Hargrave.
Hey, new roommate.
See, a 2-hour carriage ride gave us enough time to figure it out. We could have been doing this at the house is the other alternative. That's not, it doesn't give us any more time. It took away time of our lives. We're closer to death than we were at the beginning of this carriage ride.
Cool. So you're taking the book. Francis, you're taking the goose.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What is it? A book of, can you
Um,
tell me the description?
Yeah, let me copy paste it for you here.
Yeah, just copy paste.
Copy paste. And Varys.
I think that golden bell, I could see that coming into some
Oh,
rituals.
yeah.
Nice. Tiny golden bell. Put it in your pond. That friendly goose that behaves great. Perfect. Golden bell. Great. Rewards got. You all have one more item. Cool. You did resolve threats, so everyone gets to check that one off. What about our echoes?
I did
I don't
nothing
recall any echoes whatsoever.
Yeah.
in either direction.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
about it
forgot
a couple
go
of
both ways.
times and then never
Yeah.
did anything
You
about
did
it.
more than I did, sir.
We kind of avoided those altogether.
Like, fuck those echoes.
It was a busy night. Didn't have time.
Bigger things afoot than echoing.
Cool.
Oh, I feel like I
the-
did put my hand in a pile of guts because I was like up in that.
Oh yeah,
cool-
you totally did. Yeah,
Quality,
get your pile of
yeah.
guts. Did you teach the child a lesson about what it means to be a human?
No, he didn't fucking listen to me today. I mean, I
cool.
think, I mean, I don't think that was, we spent enough time together today.
Sweet.
What? Have we determined happens when we fill our XP up now?
Get a present.
Get a present.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I get a
present.
present.
Yeah.
Give
So
me
if
a
you got
present.
5, clear it and take a personal
Yeah.
item. And let's do the thing
Clear
where
it.
we ask someone else to give you one.
Oh, cool.
Should it be from the day?
Not necessarily. It could just be from the time
We
that
just
you've been
hand
collecting
out all
XP.
of the guy's teeth that fell out.
It's tooth for you. It's tooth for you.
I'm gonna roll to see who gets to decide what I get. What do
only
I
fair.
get? I suck at naming rolls because I don't. So Paloma, what you get to decide what I get for filling up my XP.
You get, let's see. I feel like Sean's been out and about while we've been away today,
Mm.
just doing Sean things, and Sean drops at your feet a pewter locket
Ooh.
that seems unopenable.
Ooh, unopenable
The correct term,
Pewter?
unopenable.
locket.
Sealed.
And then I guess I shall
So-
ask you for
Deal.
my object then.
Yeah.
Glued shut with magic.
Heath, can you think of an
Right,
object that
for
Francis
your
has now?
object, for your object. You have this strange dis-ease after your conversations with Winthrop.
Mhm.
Can't place it. But strangely, as you get back to Hargrave and you're undressing for the night, getting ready for bed, you open your wardrobe. There's this
Laser gun.
rod. There's this rod in your wardrobe that you somehow know is yours, but have never noticed. Like, it didn't just appear, it wasn't placed there, but you can't quite figure it out. Like, you definitely know it's yours, it's always been there, and somehow you've never really noticed it before now. So it's a mystery rod.
Mystery rod. Like it.
Yeah. Or fancy rod, that's fine too, yes.
Fancy rod of mystery is
perfect.
Let's see.
It's got a big red orb on the top, by the way.
Nice.
Oh, kind of like the crystal
Ponder
one
it.
that's still in our house. We
Yeah.
haven't found yet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
You're not very observant.
Oh, no.
Vital.
More
Portia just like
detectives.
Portia just very blatantly bugged your parlor. He's like, don't move this crystal ball. Bye.
But now she has to watch like Francis do his like morning
Oh,
speech to
God.
himself, and like it's a lot of tape. She's gonna watch.
Elocution
this.
exercises.
Yeah.
Just stealing her resolve.
Calisthenics. Victorian calisthenics.
Mo, 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 mo.
Cool. We don't need to do anything with your rave robber.
Wait, I get
Uh,
I get a toy too.
You do? Oh, you got a toy.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, Heath. I guess you could, or either
Oh,
one of
and
you.
actually,
Francis has a dead one. I can give.
you will
Francis
get a
can
toy
Decide mine.
and a condition.
Wait, I already have too many.
Do you have ghoulish?
Oh fuck.
She didn't have any space for any conditions.
Oh, I was supposed to have
Uh-oh.
ghoulish at first.
Yeah.
So the burned hands would have
So-
messed me up.
Yeah. So the burn hands, we'll do your flashback when we're done getting your item.
Gosh. Okay.
I assume you want to do a flashback instead of the blood soaked portal.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. I guess Francis can decide what mine is.
Okay.
My toy.
I think, let's see, is it gonna be that? Yeah, it is going to be a witch's cauldron, but it's actually a small, like reasonably sized hand cauldron.
Or cauldron. Yep. The kind they serve sizzling fajitas
Yeah,
on.
like fondue. I was thinking fondue cauldron.
Awesome.
I'll use it for my pens.
Cool,
Alright.
Paloma. Let's do your flashback then. For your next
So I have to narrate a flashback to a time when I first realized I and the person I lost weren't going to be together forever.
Mm.
Yeah, so let's see. Sorry, my brain is not really working. So Anna is the person. And I think Paloma wakes up and is in bed and can't move her body. And kind of through bleary vision, sees a form come near her and hears Anna's voice, and it says, Anna's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to be awake yet."
Ugh.
Or maybe you're just staring dumbly like you usually do. Well, doesn't matter if you can hear this or not. I'll be gone in the morning. If I have any sense to me, I won't be back for another 6 months. And if that goes well, then I'll finally get to leave you forever. And Paloma kind of comes in, blinks, and then wakes back up and is sitting in the yard on a beautiful sunny day playing with her daughter Lucy.
Who is real?
Lucy- Who's still not, maybe not, I don't know, who knows. And Lucy runs up to her and goes, "When is Anna going to be back?"
Nice. Hey, pal, we got a new pal, Juniper lad.
Hi.
Welcome.
You're just in time
pal.
for Stars and Wishes.
Chief.
Awesome. Welcome. Let's go ahead and
Hi.
start with
Lewis.
Nick for Stars and Wishes. Yeah,
Lewis is,
Lewis is
I'm glad we didn't kill the goose.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, oh my gosh.
honk, honk.
Yeah, I'll be doing mine, but in goose language.
We will not
Um,
let Lewis die.
Oh, he's totally good now.
We will all die first.
Exactly right.
I give him my soul.
Put on my last mask to save Lewis if I need to.
How many masks do we need? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a fun episode. Well, not fun.
Well, yeah, fun.
It was fun. But I think especially given like the hijinks of our plan, I love to like watch it like start immediately unraveling. I like that Paloma got to do some sciencey things and got to do things she
Yeah.
was good at, but also always rubbing up against the supernatural, being like, fuck, just wanted to science. I really like this new June character, even though I kind of made her up on a whim.
Hmm.
I was like really proud of that.
Yeah.
I like her. No wishes. That's good. My brain stopped working.
Cool.
The end.
Peter.
I love that a core plot point in our story was literally a wild goose chase.
Yep.
That was perfect. Yeah, I feel sad that I've arranged the kind of done the character arc the way I have here, because it is so fun to see the King of Mars thing like keep brushing up against this and keep posing threats to the story turning out okay. And yes, I appreciate that we have the option of keeping a goose in the scene, albeit a new goose. Wishes, I would like to see Lewis again, human Lewis, at some point down the road,
Yeah.
if that's possible, just to sort of know what happened to them. I personally want to think more about the echoes in the night. I dropped that so hard this time. And I'm eager to see how I'm just eager to see all the fireworks with the mastermind
Yeah.
here at the end. Yeah, I think that's all I've got.
Cool. Heath.
Yeah.
You stars all around. Stars for I'm a T-Rex for always being here.
Yeah.
Juniper Lad coming in at the end. It just felt good all around. I thought everybody was just fun. I thought everybody was tossing stuff in and adding. I liked it. It felt, I don't know, it felt like everybody was involved, all four of us. I know sometimes it's fine when it's not, but sometimes, just the way things go, it isn't quite as groupy as was tonight. Wishes, when I was having to do my little whatever it was, I put on the mask of the gander, that's right. That whole story, I was like, oh, that could totally come back. The woman who I inadvertently ruined without even knowing I've done it, that could be interesting. Also, something I thought of outside of the game, it's kind of a wish, is, because I've always several times wished for like some way to incorporate Sean. I feel like I forget Sean. And then I suddenly had this like realization that like Sean could be included in everything, even though he doesn't have to mechanically be like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can only mechanically use Sean for one thing.
Yeah, but
that
just
doesn't
hang
mean
out
I
all the
can't use
time.
Sean for
Yeah.
everything. I mean, obviously he can't be killed. That's part of, he's a familiar. So, but it's still like any complication that arises could involve Sean. Like, you told Sean to go get Lewis, and so Lewis and Sean have a scrap, and so now your complication is you're distracted and you roll a disadvantage or whatever. So it's like, just suddenly occurred to me like Sean could be involved in everything we do, even though he's not technically like a mechanic.
Yeah.
So that
But
he's
he's part of the fiction.
of like I should use him more, even if it's just story wise. Like I kind of tried tonight. I was like, go get Lewis. I kind of thought, well, that could have panned out to something. But so yeah, that was kind of a revelation of how we could get some more Sean in there.
More Sean.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Yeah, as usual, came in with no plan except you're going to Artley. Like from the very first, like, who meets you? The witch. Okay.
I'm sorry.
But it worked out great. It was kind of like that like 1, 2, 3 of like, I'm gonna fuck with you. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna fuck with no. Well, well, I don't know. Do your shit then. I don't know. I'm out. And I was like,
Out of ideas.
really, really nice, like texture to the beginning of it, and it tightened up the like running around and doing the ritual and stuff a little bit more. So that was really fun. Yeah, everyone got to drop their stuff in. I really like playing with old Winthorpe. Try like, you're not the King of Mars still, right? You're still good. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on you and see what
Start
happens.
murdering people.
I'm gonna have to use the death ray or whatever. Yeah, so that's I'm a wishes to see more of that play out. I think we've kind of, it feels like we hit like major parts of like we hit the coven and we hit the child, and like I like want to get that crest for Francis too. So
yeah.
yeah, everyone just did great doing the things they do. The failures are always good whether they stick or not. Try to like as soon as you rolled that 9, I was like, oh, you dropped that tooth. Okay. Yeah, I like always just rolling with everything. Yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, that was the last not mastermind threat.
Can use items and have advantage and still fail a roll.
It's yeah,
That was amazing.
a +3 with advantage and still
No matter how
fail
many
the roll.
cowboy hats I put on.
And just
That was
limboed
amazing.
It's
Yeah,
like, there's
we've
no
done,
escaping rolling a 1, a 1, and a 2. There's just no
Yeah.
way out of that.
we've done all the threats in season 1. We've done the Shoreditch Slugger and the Arderly Crone. So season 1 +2, and now next week we will start in earnest on Mastermind, which will definitely have clues to find by that time.
Oh no.
Yeah, when yeah, we'll figure out what we do next after that. And if I can non shoehorn in a Mars session, that'd be super fun. We'll see
There's
how it
no
goes.
shortage of
Why
stuff
are we
to do
on
next.
Mars?
Our problem is like we have too much stuff every time we come to the end of a game. We're like, all right, what are we doing next? It's like, well, here's like 50 different things we kind of want to do next.
Yeah.
Part of me still wants, like, we still talked about doing at some point going back to our roots and doing Pandemic Season 0.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But then
Yeah.
what we're talking about,
I
that kind
gotta
of be
see
fun
if
to
there's
do
a-
T-Rex as Brindlewood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
that sounds cool.
But everything, there's a million other games. We
There's
never
so
did.
many
Play
things.
one of Mark's games, or
I have an
I was gonna say
extensive
Crackle
list.
Teeth, but that's a one player, right?
Yeah, Crackle Teeth
Each
is a solo game.
all play
Just
Crackle Teeth at
Just
once.
take turns. do a inside out of Crackle Teeth. Yeah.
We can just do all bird year.
All
2023 is the year of bird games.
Bird games.
Like Wingspan and a
Wingspan.
We
One
can
Murder Goes
definitely make that
Foul,
happen. Yeah.
Crackle
It would be fun to
Teeth.
revisit Brindlewood if nothing else. Like, because I imagine we would pick up with the same characters, right?
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Inez.
And there
Inez
are
is the same as Paloma.
so many mysteries. There's so many like sweet
Yeah.
mysteries, and there's a lot of things to do. Yeah.
So it'd be fun, like go back, just like when they put out another TV movie with the same, it's like,
Whatever
hey,
holiday
oh!
is around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, there's a ton. They call them sweeps week mysteries. They're just like they're one-offs. They're not connected to the rest of the story, and like you do it, and it's crazy.
That's awesome.
It would definitely be much more fun to like revisit our already established characters than like
Yeah.
roll up new ones or whatever.
Yeah, and probably pull the stats back, so
They
it's not
have
just like
similar vibes.
everyone's
to
rolling
our-
with +3s all the time.
but we're all
Uh,
kind of Lovecrafty.
Yeah. One of the things someone said something different that made me think of something which almost never happens. We played Passion de Pasiones before.
Mhm.
I would like to write up a playset for that. That is a Lovecraftian, like a Pasiones in the Mexican version of Arkham, or whatever that
Oh,
is.
no.
Wow.
Pasión de los Spookies.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
that was fun. That was a fun game.
that might be on the list after I've finished writing the advent calendar thing that's going on this month.
You can do it.
I can do it one or the other.
You're a third of the
I
way through.
I have titles for all the hexes, so I could just say this is this place. Sorry, dude.
Or we can play some, do some D&D.
Yeah.
Send our characters from the between into D&D.
Yikes. I have a plethora of D&D like systems that we can play, including I just got the boxed set of Old School Essentials, which is basically a modern like reworking and relaying out of the original like red book rules of D&D. So it's
I don't know. I think that's a good thing.
it's really like, but
There's
they've
a version
It's
of
like,
that
I
that's very bad.
yeah, it's a
I played
modern
first
version of
edition.
that.
I played second edition, and I'm like,
Oh no,
I
it's
don't know if those
it's
are my favorite
pre-first
editions.
edition. It's
Oh.
the basic sets, the OX whatever. Yeah, so it's but it's redone, so it's very well put together and well designed. And there's also Black Hack, Dungeon Crawler Classics, Knave, a ton of like dungeon crawling games. We played Down We Go, which was super fun. Yeah, if we wanted to do dungeon shit, or just picked up the full set of Fellowship, which is basically like Lord of the Rings, the game, where you are a group of adventurers trying to stop an evil overlord. And it's PBTA, so the overlord has basically moves that can be triggered, like, oh, like you fail and I get this many tokens and I can like send a monster after you or whatever.
Oh, no.
And so it's really nice arc of like going up against the big bad Sauron type. But then there's also additional books. It's like, okay, instead of going up a big bad, you are in the post big bad regime and you are revolutionaries trying to overthrow it, or a bunch of different stuff like that. So that looks really fun. It's got the same sort of like playbooks and moves kind of
There are
setup.
going to be so many Andor inspired RPGs, aren't there?
Oh, yes, please.
I was just thinking about that today, where I was like, oh, the like rails of like, oh, you have to make a decision in this way, but I won't do any spoilers, but like you're
Thanks.
constrained. Like
Yeah.
you want to do this thing that you think is good, but then you also like, do you also use these tools that you
Mhm.
And
don't
there's the
like?
whole
Play-
like the samurai movie / story, like do I do the honorable thing, which in this case would be like working for the rebellion, or do I do the thing that is personally important to me, like go visit my mother or whatever?
Yeah.
That's like,
yeah, or
oh,
will this it'll put me in danger if I
Yeah.
do the thing that's personally important, or
Yeah.
the samurai choices.
yeah, do I add points to the rebellion track, or do I save things that are important to me? Oh,
All right,
There's-
Mark's
My
having
work
a
here is
game.
finished.
there's a Jason Morningstar game called Gray Ranks where you play teenage underground fighters in Warsaw in World War II. And basically there's 10 scenes in it. And you start with like the score of stuff you can do as a 10, and it goes down until score is 1. And basically like
Wow.
it's it's a Jason Morningstar game, so everyone dies, everything you love gets ruined, and the Nazis eventually take over Warsaw or whatever. But like the play itself is, I could totally make that a Star Wars game.
Yeah, that feels like a Star Wars game.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but there's
like
I have a lot of things we can play.
growing up, I always felt a
Excellent.
lack. I always wanted to play more like sci-fi games because I feel like 90% of my RPG playing was sword and sorcery, and I'm like, cool and it's fun, but I'm like,
But also
anytime there was
spaceships.
like, yeah, right, spaceships, laser guns, come on.
I've got Mothership or Death in Space, which is basically like the gritty version of Alien RPG. Like you are people working on a like salvage ship, and you get a mission to go out to fight monsters that you don't know about yet. And there's a lot of body horror and corporate
Yeah.
badness, and
Corporate
it's,
horror.
yeah, it's very good.
Ooh.
A little bit like, okay, you're dead, let's make another character. But it's kind of
Oh.
Borgy in that respect. It's like a lot of dying.
So quirky.
Yeah. Depending on how you play it. I played in a game that someone else was running, and we spent an entire session like negotiating how much we're going to get paid for the next job. And I was like, you know what? I can't make it next week.
Oh, yeah.
This is way less body horror than I was expecting, and
Oh,
way less
sure.
fighting, and way less doing anything but doing contract negotiations, which sounds like fun for you.
I could readily imagine a between session just being all contract negotiations.
The threat is
It's
the
just getting worse and worse as it goes.
yeah.
Oh, bad roll. Your interest rate's going to be really high.
Sounds like you're locked into this for another 30 years.
How is Hargrave House gotten knocked to the dark
But
entity?
it's even worse than that.
You've got a
Bubble is
second
bursting.
mortgage on Hargrave.
It's okay, I'm investing in tulips.
One of the things I really like about Brindlewood is that, or about the Bean, is that like everyone is assumed to be relatively well off. It's like, oh yeah, you just take a fancy carriage up to the village.
Oh yeah,
There's no like shopping or haggling for
you have 10
this
credits.
is a rope or whatever.
Yeah.
No, you need a thing that you can probably get. Yeah, you're not going to get the castle.
No, you've only got
Permanently.
15 Victorian bucks. You can only
Challenge
get the
accepted
medium
now.
quality absinthe.
You could probably borrow one from a friend of yours. But
And the medium quality absinthe weighs 1.2 pounds. Put that in your inventory against your encumbrance.
ugh. Yeah, let's play D&D. Great. Yeah, it'll be a few, probably, I don't know, I'm gonna say like 2 cycles or maybe 4-ish sessions before
Yeah.
we hit the end. So
Okay.
we got a little bit of time to think about it.
And I'm now recalling the infinite D&D thread of being on the one side of the river from the adventure. Now I'm trying to imagine an anti-D&D game where the whole game is just avoiding the adventure over and
I was
over.
literally just thinking about that today because I was thinking back on people complaining about like, oh, I made up this whole dungeon, and the player's like, oh, what's that entrance? I don't know. We're gonna keep walking. But the dungeon I made. I was like, that's not like I literally have not played a game like that in so long. And I thought back to the like I seduced the fish thing. Like we could make that a really good game. It's like, okay, you do seduce the fish. Let's
Yeah.
go from there. Now you have a new party member. That's a magic talking fish. Oh, it's been cursed. You got to go uncurse him if you want to sleep with him. So
Time to go back to the tavern.
there's a lot of potential in that.
Oh yeah.
As long as you're not just like, you have to do my thing. Anyway, I appreciate the play that we have and our players. So
Yay.
it's good stuff. Cool. I think that's all I've got.
All right.
I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you, our VIP, for hanging out and bringing a friend.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
we will see you all for day phase next week.
Next week.
Yeah, for vacation.
Bye, internet.
Stop live stream.